Hello, everyone. My name is Brenda Easton. I'm the founder of the Black Business Owners Network and the Black Empowered Media Network, better known as BEAMN. We're on today to do some networking. Today is the first day of International Networking Week. That is such a thing, International Networking Week. So we're going to start it off with a bang. We're going to start it off by networking, power networking today. Power network, getting to know one another and staying in touch with one another, helping one another to grow, partner, and put people in touch with the things they need to grow their business. That's what the Black Business Owners Network is all about. So I think, Chris, you've been here about the longest. Want to tell them a little bit about what the BBON means to you and what the Black Empowered Media Network as well means to you. That's what we've been partnered with the Black Empowered Media Network to offer some a lot of engagement for you guys, engagement eyeballs on your businesses. We partner with a lot of people and a lot of television networks to be able to come on local television worldwide. So that's what BBON is now. But Chris, you want to talk about a little bit about when it got started, what it means to you, and where you see it going?
Oh yeah. Well, I consider myself co-founder. I've been around for, since the beginning. So
Mm-hmm.
what it means to me, I just believe in its structure, what it meant. So with the collaborating with black businesses, and just sharing uh, resources and ideas so we grow as a people. And I'm still hanging in there, trying to do my, saying my part by starting up a podcast and becoming a team member. I mean, I've been a team member, but just a more productive team member. There we go. Yeah, so that's what it means to me.
That's good.
Excited.
Mhm. That's good. All right. All right, Chef Riley, you ready? You've been around for quite a while as well. You want to talk about what BDOM means to you, what networking means to you, and let everyone know who you are.
Okay, everybody. My name is Chef Riley. Me and Sister Brenda have been communicating for years, years. Um, I have been trying to establish a cooking show, and I'm trying to figure out ways to put it out there, through networking and social media and stuff like that. So I'm not really tech savvy, possibly because of my age. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm learning, with the technology and the tools and the education. Um, Hopefully, it'll be able to become afloat. Yeah. And that's about it. I cook international dishes. No, I'm not a baker. But I cook anything that anybody, would request for. I have to culinary school. Um, oh gosh, I'll say years ago. My mom had passed away, so my mom used to have all of us to cook. I came from a large family. So I remember as far as standing on top of a crate, grating cheese for my mom. But when she passed away, I had to be the one to do the family reunion, because my mom was doing a family reunion. So I wanted to do more than just the family reunion. I wanted to learn how to cook properly and sanitize and cook the right temperature and things like that. So while I went to culinary school to, do the family reunion, I learned more and I got interested and I said, well, I'm I could do this. I'm interested in this. Let me, So I made delicious meals for my family at the reunion. So they all be shocked, like, who made this? And I let them know I made it. So with that, I got an interest in doing a cooking show. doing more, in my mother's name. God rest her soul. All right, so that's it. Is
Okay,
that
I
too
saw
much? That's it.
one show that you did, and I really liked it. You got to get you some more shows. What is it that you need to start? You said I know technology. You need somebody to help you with technology. Are you able to do like a Zoom?
Yeah. Well, as far as camera wise and um the technology and stuff like that, like I don't have an Instagram. I'm gonna have to get me an Instagram and put that up there. I have to learn how to take myself and put it up to these different Facebook, Instagram, stuff like that. Now they got TikTok, so I gotta learn how to do that now. And
It's
Or
not
what?
as complicated as it's not as complicated or intimidating as it seems. It's pretty um like they'll take you through it once you know get it up and running. One, all you would need is a laptop that comes with a camera. Two, a
oh,
podcast microphone. They're cheap, inexpensive. Bluetooth one probably cost you about $40. You plug that right into your UBS on your computer, and you're good to go. Then it'll show you how to, uh, you have stuff on your computer that'll edit it, help you edit it. Just got to go in there and tinker with it a little bit because I wasn't that savvy myself, but it'll instruct you along the way, and yeah,
mm,
it's not as intimidating as it seems. Just got to get started. That's all.
If you can get that part,
yeah, it was my mom.
good, because the mom's right.
Her, oh, I was saying it was my mom that had um when computers started coming out in the year 2000, before the year 2000, because everybody thought the computer was going to crash in the year 2000, but actually what happened, it started all over. You know, 00001. Y'all remember that? Or that was at
Mhm.
my age. My mom used to say computers are the devil. I'd be like, what? And that had stopped me from learning how to use a computer for a long time. And it was my children who actually grew up using a computer. And I was like, well, show me how to do this. Show me how.
I
And see,
had
that's
to
And
learn.
that
I
was
had
it.
to learn on my own. I went to just public libraries and just tinker with it, study, learn on my own. Yeah, but anything that
Mhm.
can be used for evil can be used for good. So yeah, that's how I thought about it because I heard the same old malarkey. We didn't have computers
Yep.
coming up when we was, in school. So yeah, it's kind of, it's sort of new. I mean, if you can operate your phone, you can operate it any
yeah.
type of.
Yeah.
So if you can get the podcast up and running, your brother sister help you to get it going. If you have any questions, you just get the show up and running. That's all you need to do. We can do the rest for you. We want everybody to stay in their lane. You do what you love to do. You can cook, cook. Put your passion into cooking. Just do enough to get the show up. We can get it out there to the network for you. After that, we're gonna do the marketing for you, Instagram, all the social media, internet. We're gonna be on all Roku TV. So we're gonna do all the marketing for you. You just do what you do, love to do, cook, and just get the podcast up enough for us to podcast. So that's how that works. All right, we have someone else on here as well. We have Mashana B. You ready to introduce yourself and say a little bit about what networking means to you?
Hi, hello everyone. And you can feel free to call me Shauna, but my name is Mashana. I I basically am looking to network with just a group of experienced people in the media world because for a very long time I have worked in sales and marketing, and just kind of instead of doing that maybe for large corporations, I'm just looking to implement some of those skills and training into my own type of business. So besides working in
Um,
sales, I do work as a mobile notary public, and
thank you,
I've been
guys.
trying to get that off the ground as far as the small business is concerned. Just learning all the steps
No,
that it takes to
I'm
doing
talking while I'm
that,
talking to the,
just learning all the steps that takes to doing that, and wanting to just meet people who have been there before, people who know how to start the LLC, who know how to account for a business, that type of thing.
absolutely, absolutely. And that's what we do. We have like the network. For instance, do you have a podcast or no?
So no, I don't have a podcast.
Okay, okay. So if you know someone who does, or if you'd like to start one, we can help you to start one as well. And in that podcast collective, we have a coach in there who teaches all those things, like how to get a LLC and how to market your business, how to, for instance, if you're in entertainment, it teaches you that entertainment is a business. So, stuff like that. So we have coaches, and we have like a network and a large networking collective of podcasters who gonna you can go on each one show and be interviewed. So, everyone, go around and around and everyone share their numbers and come together and collaborate. That's the podcaster collective at the Black Empowered Media Network. Just to let you know a little bit about that. Yep. So yeah, so welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you for
How long?
having me. Thank you.
What did you hear about us? And how long have you been in the BBON?
So I actually have been following you, Miss Brenda, on Facebook for a few years now. Just cordially liking posts and acknowledging just the work that I've seen you do. But more recently, I did see that you were offering, brand ambassadorships as well as the opportunity to do a podcast. And so I reached out. So this is my first meeting with you guys, but I'm excited to do many, many more.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes. We are looking for brand ambassadors, as well as affiliate marketers. And all you have to do is share everything on your page, and we pay you for referrals. Professional sales associates as well, like yourself. It'll be some great opportunities for you in that. So I would definitely let you know more about that. Have a one-on-one with you and give you some more information on that.
Oh,
That sounds
wonderful.
good.
Thank you.
All right. All right, guys. What about you? Chris, you want to introduce yourself? Say a little bit about just a little bit about what you maybe what you're doing now and what you're looking to do. Anything, anyone you like to partner with, anything of that nature. We're all about growing here.
Well, yeah. Well, like I mentioned earlier, I want I'm going to start my podcast. Um, just so I can help with the promotions and everything. Um, and reach a bigger audience, and just so the BBON and the BBEN can grow.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, I'm having growth too. With
Mm-hmm.
great success with the podcast. So it's something new to me. So I'm excited. So yeah, I'm ready to get started. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, um, and all the stuff I get to come, what I mean, that's going to be offered, what I'm saying, with, the BBO and you know, yeah. So, yeah, I'm just ecstatic. So
Mm-hmm.
I can't really get, get started. I'll probably be doing most of it my own until some type of income generated, that way I can upgrade. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And that's
Helping to monetize your podcast as well, and not just do it as a hobby. Um, that's what the network would do because we have different. We're partnered with Connect to Your City, which has 110 networking channels, 110. So something in every area. It's best for people to get to know, like, and trust you before you ask them to buy something from you. So that's the idea of the podcast. You know, you can go on and talk about just something you enjoy.
Yes,
And,
yes, yeah.
you know, yeah.
And then to have that outlet, it just, that's just a big plus.
Hmm.
Let me cut
Absolutely.
you off.
You're fine. And yeah, you can talk about things that you're passionate about on there, or something that you enjoy, like Chef Riley. She's gonna be cooking. Um, so things of that nature. And then casually talk about your business and not just sell. It's, just sell yourself first. They can get to know, like, and trust you, then they will want to buy from you. So that's some of the things that we're going to be teaching at the Black Empowered Media Network and the Podcasters Collective. So it's a collective, it's a networking collective. So all the podcasters are together, learning from each other, growing from each other, combining numbers. That's what it's all about, combining the numbers. We have some people with some pretty large followings that want to join. They come from Atlanta who already have a radio station. They want to come on the network, so we be marketed on their station as well. So all of our partners, we have someone in Detroit who has a station there as well. So we have a Las Vegas station and an Atlanta station that you can go into, a studio that you can go into. However, you don't have to go into the studio to participate. You can do that all virtually. But if you need a studio, we have some that we're partnered with around the area, around the whole United States. So that's how that works. Um, that's just a little bit about that. And like I said, we're all about teaching you how to monetize your business. That's what it's about. Not just doing it for a hobby, monetizing it. You know, teaching that. We have coaching, and a lot of other things. Matter of fact, Coach Ken should be on shortly. He should be on shortly. Some other people have joined us. I see Christina. Christina Christner has joined us. Would you like to introduce yourself and say a little bit about yourself and where you're from? Just introduce yourself.
Hi there. Yes, I am Christina Christner. I am in Fort Worth, Texas right now, and just happy to join the call to learn a little bit more. Thank you for welcoming me.
Yes, thank you for coming. Christina is in our Now Let's Pray prayer group that we do first thing in the morning. Every morning at 8 a.m. We do prayer and intention over our businesses and our day. So that's the way we started off, and it's been pretty powerful. And she's been on for a couple of weeks now. And how are you enjoying it, Christina?
I really have been enjoying it. It's been a great way to start my morning, and just also to get to know other people and be inspired, to be able to pray with each other, for each other, and to ask for prayer as well. So it's been essential for me recently, and I'm really grateful that God led me to the group and to all of the people who are in the group as well. So thank you.
So you're welcome. Thanks for joining us. So Help Wanted, we put out a poster for Help Wanted for affiliate marketers as well as sales associates, passionate podcasters, and other openings we have administratively, appointment setters, things of that nature. We're going to be needed because we're growing already. The Black Empowered Media Network is growing by leaps and bounds, and we just launched in January. So we did the soft launch in January. We're doing a hard launch in February, the month of Black History. So we thought it would be appropriate. So we're gonna be learning a little bit more about it. We talked a little bit about it earlier, the network and the way it works. Let me say something about our Super Bowl show. We're going to be having different shows on our network that we produce, as well as the podcasting shows that they have on there. So everyone will have a time slot. Somebody might be Monday at 6 p.m. Someone else might come on Tuesday at 8 p.m. But you'll be able to say, Mom, Grandma, turn on the big TV. I'm about to come on TV. So, it's that type of party. So yeah, you're getting a lot of engagement and eyeballs on your business and on your podcast this way. So we're looking for people to help us to bring podcasters in to the Podcasters Collective. That's what we need. Podcasters, what else? Artists. We definitely need artists. for the Super Bowl show that we're doing on February the 11th. We're going to need artists and we're going to need sponsors for that. We need artists to sing, rap, comedians, just to put on a show all while the Super Bowl is on. We're going to have facts and stats on to help us to analyze the game, and tell us what the players are doing, statistics about the players, and tell us what's going on for those who don't know about football. And we always have the exciting halftime show. We're gonna have people. We're gonna have music videos being played. So if you know any artists that have music videos, they like to have their music video played between the segments of the show. They can do that as well. What else? Artists, sponsors. Really looking for sponsors who have food like sauces or they cater, anything to do with like something people will want during Super Bowl. If you have drinks or like I said, catering, different hot sauces, different sweet sauces. We're gonna be doing a show with sauces as well. Different sauces like hot sauces. I don't know if you saw the show when people like eat something hot and they have to carry out the conversation. Something fun like that. And it'd be a way to market the sauces. A fun way instead of saying buy buy buy. They can see something fun. So we put together shows like that as well. What else? Oh, we need co-hosts because the Super Bowl is pretty long and we need someone to be talking, help us to talk during those hours. Co-hosts, maybe podcasters who are used to talking, used to hosting shows. You want to come on and help us to co-host the Super Bowl show and other shows. If you become a part of the Podcasters Collective, you automatically get the co-host and no charge. Different shows that we do, like the Super Bowl show. So this would be a perfect time to get in and be a part of the Podcasters Collective. So what else do we need? Let's see. Is anybody else joined us? First of all, let's see. I have Rob Picasso. I don't know if he's able to talk. If so, you want to tell him a little bit about facts and stats? I know you might be at work, but let's see if he comes up tonight. All right, so facts and stats is going to be there to host with us, like analyze the game, play by play. They have a show that come on about maybe twice a week. It's a sports entertainment show. They do black empowerment. They do interviews of artists. They have a fun sports show like they've been doing during football season. They're gonna come on and the host of the show, Rob Picasso. That's my oldest son. He's been doing sports since he was knee high. I used to love football and I used to watch the players from college days all the way up to pros and obviously he was watching and he learned and he became even more passionate about sports and football and basketball and different sports, than I was. And now he's going to be an analyst and here he is analyzing sports and entertainment. So his dreams do come true. So that's another thing we're about here, the Black Business Owners Network. We do like vision board parties and things of that nature to help you to focus on your dreams, focus on your goals and your dreams. To provide accountability. We have accountability partners in the collective. We hold each other accountable. So we put up our dreams, whatever our goal is for the week, put it up. We help each other to attain those goals and see if the person did whatever the homework is for the week to be able to attain that goal. We all about networking and growing here at the BBON and the Podcasters Collective. So that's a little bit more about how the BBON and the Black Empowered Media Network go together. So the members of the BBON, the agreement is for the members of the BBON to be able to have more people to be able to see their business. So that's what it's all about, connecting the dots. Everybody, connecting all the numbers together, all the way around the whole United States, the whole world. We're able to sustain ourselves and not have to, ask anybody for any help. We'll be able to have all the professionals right within our community to be able to help us in any area that we need help in. So we just depend on each other. We can buy from each other. Continuously keep circulating that black dollar around, over and over and over until it gets busy. So that's what we're about here. So I've been talking. Let's see. Anybody else have
you've been
anything?
doing a great job.
Thank you.
Great job. Yeah. I mean, the whole idea is black empowerment, collaborating together and just patronizing each other to empower each other, so we can start that um, Black Wall Street back up. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even have to be a physical building. You know what I mean? We could get everything done on the World Wide Web, through social media, and I mean, it's a big thing. I'm loving it. I'm loving where it's growing and where it's going. So kudos.
Yeah, thank you. Always open to ideas. Any ideas? Anybody who would like to volunteer to help with this mission, the huge mission that you know. So anybody who like to volunteer, what else?
So I got a recipe that I might share. I got a recipe I might share. It's called it's my poke sauce. And
Well, I
we
know.
take that. Yeah, you can put that on almost everything.
Okay.
Like okay, I probably make some buffalo wings, some hot wings, minus the hot. You know what I'm saying? And then just put the poke sauce on it. It's delicious. I'll just let you know, it's one of my
Okay, so
original ideas. I call it poke sauce.
you're gonna be submitting that for the Super Bowl show. You're gonna be talking about your poker sauce and advertising. Anything else?
Yeah. For
Is there
me?
any your poker sauce? You want me talking about your poker sauce? We're looking for
Yeah.
commercials. Speaking of, yeah, so we can do a commercial for the poker sauce.
No, I just figured out, what I'm saying, I share that one. I am trying to get a cookbook out, what I'm saying? So I can't share everything till the book is out. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'll share the poke sauce, it's a party favorite, pretty much.
All right. Chef Riley, do you have a favorite dish or if you like to share? What's your specialty? Yep, she's still there. Chef Riley, still there? Okay, no worries, no worries. Mashana, is there something that you need for your business or to make some of your goals or your dreams come true?
Can you hear me now?
I do hear you. I do hear you. They have specialties. What do you like cooking? Chef Riley, you hear me?
Oh, okay, yes. I know if you wanted me to continue or yes, so uh if you like, I could be able to demonstrate some cooking and tips on uh temperature on cooking process or
Mhm.
whatever available would you
Yeah.
guys like for me to do. I was saying that I am also creating a cookbook. Well, it's already made. It's just the payment process, but it has my kids on it. My three little girls on it. They were on the Hampton Road show years ago, making chicken codfish cakes. So I had been making payments for the cookbook since years now, but it's almost in the process of being finished. Yeah.
Nice.
So,
So you,
whatever you guys would like me to do.
hmm Maybe when your dishes, we also do product reviews. So if any of the business owners want to submit in their product for us to do a live review on it, you can do like one of your dishes maybe, something like that. Or if anybody
Yeah.
has like a sauce or something like in a bottle, if you submit that, and we can do taste tests. We can do perfume tests, different things like that. It'd be fun. A product review, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right, Miss Donna.
You know,
Was that, oh, go ahead. Saying something else?
now I also wanted to mention I have an LLC and an EIN for my cooking show, but that's about it. Yeah, you can.
Mhm. No worries. All righty. So, Miss Donna, back to you, sweetie. Is there anything you need for your business? Anybody you'd like to partner with to help you to grow? You there, Miss Donna? All right, no worries, no worries. All right, I see Dr. Tina Michelle has joined us. Are you hooked up yet, Tina? Let's see. She's in the waiting room. She's joining us. So, in the meantime, this is Dr. Tina Michelle who's going to be coming on. She's my partner here at the Black Empowered Media Network. We co-founded it together. She's one of the founding partners of the BBON as well, the Black Business Network. This has been around for 20 years. We're going to be celebrating our 20-year anniversary in April. 20 long years. And Dr. Tina has been here from the beginning as well. Are you able to speak now, Dr. Tina Michelle? I think Christina has
Can
her
you hear
hand.
me?
I can hear you just fine. How are you today, Dr. Tina?
I'm getting my stuff together. How are
Mm,
you?
well,
Happy
pretty good.
Sunday.
Thank you. Happy Sunday. Happy networking, International Networking Week.
Yes, this is exciting. Just made it. Made it a little earlier than I thought I would, you know. Had to be at church.
Gotta do that. So yes, we have a few people on today. We have on Chef Riley, Chef how about this? Yeah, Chef Christopher's he's a chef. Christopher's on. Mashana B. We have Rob Lopicasso and Christina Christner, who's in a Now Let's Pray. I
I
invited her
thought
to
I saw I recognized that beautiful face. Welcome, Christina.
she's been following us around. She says she's happy to see the ladies in the morning for Now Let's Pray. Talk about how that touches her life every morning. And I see she has her hand up. Did you want to say something else, Christina?
No, I just wanted to say nice to meet you, Tina, Dr. Tina, and I'm just grateful to be able to hear about this opportunity and learn more. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. So what did I miss, guys?
So yes, well, Christina, she responded to our call for help. Well, we really need help. She's looking for work, and I said we got
Oh.
help. So you can tell a little bit about what we need help with. That'd be great, and about the network itself and BBON and anything you want to talk about. I've been talking for a long time.
Oh,
So
wow. Wow, wow. Well, I'm sorry I was late, guys. I had to serve in church today and pray for folk. And if you are with us on the mornings at 6 a.m., that's what I do. Prayer is what I do. What is it? One of our members makes pillows and
Sarah Ames.
so she sent me this great pillow that says prayer is my superpower, and that's
Oh,
true. Prayer is
definitely.
my power. Welcome, Shauna B. So yeah, I'm excited about everything. It's been really a ride, just trying to converge a proper media configuration that fits everyone at their level, right? Not everyone has been in the game for a long time. I've been in the game longer than I probably want to discuss, because then I would age myself, right? But the age of independent media is here. And I sent a link earlier today to Brenda with Roland Martin. So if you watch Roland Martin, he's talking about Black media, and he's talking about at least 25 shows that have been canceled on major media outlets because of the they don't want to invest in Black media. And so it's sad. Of course, he comes from the place of, this is a discriminatory act. I look at it as opposition, which opens up opportunity, right? We have been Connect Your City. I'm the CEO of that company. We have 110 TV networks, And I am not the founder. The founder is a true geek for sure, because he started this thing. And when he first mentioned that people would be watching television on their cell phones, Fortune magazine laughed at him. Whole article in 2005. So that tells you how long ago it was. So we started our first IPTV network at that time, which was called Faith Phone. We also started our first SMS marketing platform. At the time, it wasn't called that. It was just called text marketing. It was very expensive. And we started our first platform with a minister in Atlanta named Creflo Dollar. And we started the Word a Day network. And then we went on to work with David Poulet from the Obama campaign when President Obama first ran for office. And we did Dial and Donate. So we've been in the technology, marketing, reach the people where they are game for a long time, right? Where I sort of joke where we have our studios in LA. I'm in Arizona. I don't know if you can see how pretty Arizona is behind me. That is my backyard. This is not a background. I'm not rubbing it in for y'all in the snow, but I moved away from the snow on purpose, intentionally, right? So, but when we first started our live studio in what would become the Connect to Your City network in 2011, I believe, and me and Brenda were rolling then. There would be some haters in the room, unfortunately, amongst our people, especially amongst women. They didn't realize that I was one of the owners of the company, partnered with Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, Herb Hudson, the founder of that. So they kept trying to move me out of the space, right? And so one of the things that they used to call me, that used to make my male partners, because they're all men in my space, mad was, what is she, Walmart Oprah? Right? And I would laugh, but they would be so mad. And I thought it was funny, because when you're an owner, it doesn't really matter what people call you, just, participate. But as time went on and we sort of got into this new iteration of how we're going to represent our own images, our own narrative, our own voice, right? I started to think about that Walmart Oprah conversation that they were having about me. And I thought about it. If I went to Oprah Winfrey's house, I think I'd be ushered away with guards and police officers, right? And she's worth about $2.5 billion. Her assets and her personal wealth gain is $2.5 billion. Oprah Winfrey was the one I changed the way I did media. I was on the desk in the news in New York, and I was doing the talking head thing, hi, this is Tina Michelle, and I was doing that thing. And then when I saw Making a Connection, though all those years ago, and I saw how she opened up that piece of media, and it was beautiful, and it was real, and it was connecting. It changed everything that I did about media. I no longer cared about major media, even though I've been blessed to work with ABC, NBC, Barbara Walters, all kinds of people. I was like, really, we got to connect with the voice of people. So fast forward to about a year ago, after the pandemic, I took some time off of camera, not work, but my camera, to take care of my biological family. I consider all of our networks our family, right? But my biological family in Los Angeles. And I thought about Walmart Oprah. It came in my mind again. I said, wait a second. There's something to that. Because if I went to Oprah's house, they would drag me away, throw me in jail. They'd be like, she don't know you. I'm like, but I see her every day. She knows I know Oprah, right? She's my friend. No, they would drag me out. Then I thought about Walmart. Walmart is worth $168 billion. 4 generations of wealth, right? What is their key to success? Well, if I go to Walmart, I can get my nails done. I could buy a 75-inch TV. I can take care of my pet. I can get McDonald's and Starbucks all in Walmart. Why? Because they take care of the 99%, not the 1%. I was like, 4 generations of generational wealth and the 99%. That's actually what I've been doing since I was 16 years old, focusing on being the voice of the people. So that's why we're here. When Brenda and I first started Black Empowered, I keep saying 2012, but we have shows that predate that, right?
Oh, so pregnant was about 2008. We wanted yes, 2008.
Oh, wow. So we've been doing the Black Empowered brand probably since 2009, and had probably recorded over 100 shows just on that brand. My intention was only to have Brenda on, and I'd be on for like 2-3 weeks and then train her and then release her, but became such a popular voice in podcasting. We had no idea. We had wonderful guests, people were listening, and it was easy to deliver as compared to some of my other shows, which, you know, were expensive to shoot and produce. Podcasting to me was really authentic, and I'm a radio head. I love radio. I had to get an FCC license signed by my mom when I first went on terrestrial radio at 16 years old. My mother had to sign my license. You could not just get on radio. You couldn't just like press a button and be heard. There were tests. They had to make sure you were going to be safe, especially because I was a kid, even though I was already in college. But when we started it, we didn't think that we would see some of the days ahead in our nation. We had some wonderful events. I think we did like a cross broadcast with 6 other platforms when Obama got elected for the first time, because it was the first time that we saw someone that looked like us in the White House. I don't really care about the politics. I'm really talking about the passion at the moment, right? So it was the first time we saw that. My son woke up at that time and he saw that Obama was the president, and he looked at me and looked at the TV and had tears in his eyes, and he says, "Mom, he looks like me." And that made a big difference, even in how he steered his life, who is now 32 years old, right? So when I look at the impact on real tangible media that lives where we live, I don't care if you want the bling of 25 cameras. Oprah's lights. Did you know that the Oprah Winfrey Show, just her lighting configuration was $100,000 an episode? She had so many lights. There was only certain ways you can shoot her. You know what I mean? Because any of us off camera and not lit properly, right? We don't look the same. Like, you see my light? This is a light configuration here in my dining room that my beautiful son-in-law had to put together, because I'm not getting on that camera without a little bit of glue. Okay, just a little bit. Right? But those type of things are expensive, but they take away from the truth of who has the right to share their message. Just because you have money doesn't mean you have the right answer. Just because you're signed to a major brand doesn't mean that you're actually qualified to speak on behalf of a group of people. I believe that people should speak for themselves, and we're giving that opportunity. Now, we've done podcasting for free, which a lot of people are used to. Anyone can do podcasting, and jump on and start their own podcast. But the problem is not so much the production, right? Which, if you've ever been in any of my classes in the past, which Brenda's been in all of them, when I'm teaching music business people and I'm teaching artists, I'm like, I hate to say all that time you just spent producing your product, producing your music, it's 10% product, 90% marketing.
Right.
That's how monetization happens. And that should be the point, because if you're not monetized, the vision dies, right? And so we've been able to turn the dime on full productions and bring cure to whole organizations, in cities and villages, just as people. Now, yes, I hold some political standing titles and some great religious organization titles, but my titles are not who I am. It's what I do, right? It's what I do. I'm a registered ambassador to the United Nations because I care about women and children. And I've been able to negotiate some powerful treaties on behalf of those who cannot speak, right? So it has nothing to do with, I wanted to have these accolades because I want to have all this wonderful recognition. It was, I did the work, they awarded me with the accolade. I did the work, they awarded me with the accolade. Well, it's the same thing with what you're seeing with Black Empowered Media Network. What I realized since that time when we first started those conversations, I was talking to people who were game changers, who were doing the work, right? And so we were able to be recognized as a formidable voice and being able to move thousands of people at a time to get things done. And in my other networks, where we have the women's network, called the Shecon Network, which is multicultural. Okay, there you go. I was like, oh, Brenda, it was sideways, which is multicultural. Then we have the Kingdom Community, which is, I'm excited about that network because That's a reiteration of a former brand that I started in 2004. We were the first name in Christian coaching. So the Biblical Coaching Academy was the first organization in the industry. And then I bought it down because religiosity got involved and people weren't able to really have an intimate connection with God. And I said, this is not what I'm here for. You could go to anybody's church to have a country club gathering with some cheerleading pieces, right? You can go to any church to do that. But what about your relationship and your conversation within yourself that brings you freedom? So Kingdom is another network that we have, but the Black Empowered Media Network, I have history because Brenda and I have history. We've been part of the BBON. She started the BBON. I came alongside her. We'll be 20 years old. I'm pretty sure you talked about that and iterated that. And it's been a wonderful ride. And there's some great successes and some great, head scratchers. Like we opened up the table for everyone, and where are they? Then there's been those situations where we've been able to do incredible work with the leaders of the community. So I looked at the podcasters that were coming to us. You're obviously a podcaster because you want to get your voice out there quickly. You have something that you want to say, and you're enamored with social media. You don't necessarily have $100,000 in lights available to you and a team of people surrounded by you, which, that annoys me. When I have great studios that I can record in, but when I want to press the button and say something that's going to impact our community, that's going to bless people, I don't want to have to wait. That's why I love Clubhouse. That's why I love these different mechanisms. Now, the collective in particular, these are opportunities for people who are part of the BBON in particular, that Connect to Your City has extended to the BBON because we're family. And because we are family, me and Brenda are family, she's helped us even on some of our other promotions, like what we do at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles with the independent artists. And there's different promotions that we've done, even with some of the people that I support in my coaching practice, like Sugar T. You've been able to promote stuff for her. And Lisa the Oracle Hightower, who's amazing and is performing right now, and I'm missing it. It's okay. Right. And then we have wonderful people coming on the network through some of our collective partners, like Tony Terry, which I've been singing that song since I heard it. That it's in my head when I'm with you. Oh my gosh, that was the song. So it's exciting to me that he's on the network and his show will be here, and he's committed to empowering and activating men. Right? That's his commitment. We have Oliver Massey and his wife and beautiful relationship, trade secrets coming on. And these are shows that I've worked on. We've gotten thousands of views on. We've got the production right. So what does that mean to you if you're a new podcaster or a non-monetized podcaster, right? It means that there's people that are in the space that we've already proven the formula with. We've already made them money. We've got them the eyeballs. We've moved them around in the PR space. They're speaking on stages. They're working with one of our teams, like Tony Terry in particular, is recording at our beautiful Atlanta studio that is owned and ran by LaShawn Broden, aka Lyric. So he's physically in the studio there. And then we have a studio here in Arizona. We have a partnered studio in DC with Lionel Green. So we have different places that you can physically go. But if you're recording like this, if you haven't noticed the news lately, everyone's sort of recording in this little box in this bubble, but yet they're getting distributed to millions of people. That's the difference. So joining the Podcasters Collective is really for people who are serious about what they're going to do with their media. They see their media as a way of creating a visual economy, promoting their products, promoting their voice, promoting their messaging. And they don't see it as just something to do, with their friends. And I really appreciate it when people do that. But I'm really about how do we make impact, right? A lot of people want to be influencers. I'm focused on impact. I call them impactfluencers, right? Because we want to make sure that not only are we reaching people, that we're actually able to give them tools that's important, or even entertain them, and they can have a lot of fun, right? But we're very focused on the host, because we know that if they're making money, they're healthy, and their vision is going to speak and not lie. So that's what the Podcast Collective is about. Any questions?
I was telling that how they become a part of the podcasting collective, that it is a community. We hold each other accountable to obtaining the goals that we set for one another. Um, the podcasters, you're able to go on each other's podcasts to be able to spread your message around. So we're just combining all the numbers.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
combining the numbers and the experience, right? Sometimes when I've had a client that needed to get the bestseller, going from bookstore to bookstore was not always the answer. So not realizing it was something different, I've taken many of my clients, even, I don't know, starting in 2012 and going up on virtual tours, and they've gotten to bestseller. And we were talking about Wall Street, New York Times. We're not talking about Amazon, which is, I don't have a problem with Amazon bestseller. It's just know that's only 100 bucks. Just know the truth. It's them a day takes you to bestseller within a period of time. So you can do that there's a way to do that too. If people are interested in that, there's a way to get that done in 2 weeks. We could get you to an Amazon bestseller. But it starts with having a tool like media. That is your salesperson. When you record something and it's promoted, not just on our TV networks, we're breaking it up in social. Your long form media is going to have multiple uses. That'll be your social media delivery. That'll be your YouTube delivery. That'll be your long form delivery. Within your long form delivery, you're able to monetize communities that are not interrupted, meaning you'll have spaces and places where these people gather with you and it can pay you without Facebook ads and all the other things that we see, right? We really focus on something that I call the real economy, which is real stands for results empowered authentic living. And the economy is based on you and who you are, what your giftings are, and how we can actually see you be not just productive, but sustainable. And you love your business. There is a time when people do their business and it's so exhausting and they don't know what to do, that they don't like their gift. I deal with artists like that all the time. They don't want to sing anymore because of the business of the music business. My goal is to take away operational overwhelm. And so the podcast collective is sort of a point of entry for people to get involved and engaged. We do have other programs like our pillar programs and our pillar partnerships with people who get engaged sort of at the high end. They want us for a whole year. They want us to be, they want to be in the magazines and the newspapers. They want all that. But this is a good start because you have a group of people that you're working with, you share guests, you become part of a press release that's collective, but yet it's still good media. And then you get to be part of events that we're doing where we need hosts, and we only get the hosts that are part of our collective to host these events, right?
Right, right. Speaking of hosts, we do need some co-hosts to help us with the Beeman Super Bowl party coming up next Sunday. We
Oh my
need
goodness, is
co-hosts
it next Sunday already? I'm like,
next Sunday evening. So yes, we need co-hosts, we need artists who want to sing, rap, do comedy, and want their music video played. We need sponsors, we want commercials played, we want co-hosts, anything. We just need participants in our production, our own production here. So,
yes, and right now I'm trying to twist the arm of Lisa Hightower. Think she's going to be doing a set, and we have a few other surprises of people who are going to stop in for the Super Bowl because it is 3 hours and I don't watch football. So we're going to find things that we can engage with. But yet, nephew, who's not on the line right now, he
yes,
is like a statistician. I think if the Holy Spirit can empower you to predict things, then he's got that gift. Okay. So he's going to be calling the game the whole time. This is Brenda's son. I call him nephew because that's how long we've known each other. And I'm excited to show his podcast that whole time. Facts and Stats will be featured through that show, and we're going to be listening to him call the game and have fun where he is. So we invite you guys to not just be a viewer, but to actually participate. There's a few other events going on that I might invite them to tap into. The Super Bowl this year is in Vegas. Last year it was here in Phoenix, so we took down the bowl. We had so much fun live, and then we were shooting the reality show pilot for my daughter. So we were able to go to Drake's party, Kevin Hart's party, blah 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 blah. I ain't going to Vegas. I ain't doing all that. I could watch it sitting on my bed and be with my friends around the world. That's what I'm doing. Okay. I'm not dealing with the traffic, none of that. I even got a call right when I was on my way back from um well, I'll just say the main party that we were talking about, Shannon Sharp's party, because he's like the #1 Black podcaster in the world right now because of Cat Williams. but his party is live. So we might just still tap in virtually and have some of the people on the floor talk to us, but I could do that better from home, sitting here at the side of my pool. I ain't got to be in Vegas. I get more done. I get to see you guys. I'm not running around. I'm not stressed. So in my age of experience, I have learned to do what's easy for me and be more effective at those things that matter.
Mm-hmm.
So that's next week though.
We still
And
having
so
to go virtually.
we're getting a lot of people that want to participate. We just got to get them lined up, do the run of show. I had a few people ask me, what's the run of show already? We'll figure it out. I'm giving our people first dibs. Now, some of these other people are celebrities, and so they want first dibs. They're not who I'm celebrating. I'm celebrating BBON. I'm celebrating our people, right? And so we get our people ready, and then we put the other people all around it. I hear my daughter's alarm. So hold on a second. Let me see if she needs that.
And Brenda, I was just wondering if we do know anyone, especially you was mentioning entertainment and artists, how do we get them in contact with you? Is it through your email address or?
Yes, they can send it to Beeman, BEMN TV at gmail.com. They can send the name, their stage name, you send the social media, send a way where we can watch the show, and a collection of how many your followers are. Send all that to BEMNTV at gmail.com. And that's the first step. The first step.
No, I guess I missed the beginning. So, Mashana, what do you do?
So I personally, I work in sales, but as far as how I was connected with the group is I saw the post looking for brand ambassadors. I do have a Facebook group that is for the empowerment of mom business owners, and we are just kind of getting off our feet. So I've just been looking to network with just some experience people in this field so I could kind of just get my feet wet and figure out the right direction to help everything grow. So I was explaining to Brenda when she was mentioning entertainment and such. I do know people who are artists, rappers, singers, that type of thing. And I do know people actually who have podcasts. So I'm very interested to connect some of the talent that I know with a network like you ladies.
Well, you know what? I love that you have the heart to network because there's a lot of people who don't have the heart for it, right? They want to do their thing and build their church of them. That's what it is.
I think I was there, but yeah, definitely learning that doesn't work.
That
Nothing
doesn't
really came
work.
off the
Even though I
ground.
get it, there's a whole economy around networking and building community. There's a whole economy around it, but I just think we can do it better together.
Yes.
And so if you sort of see my corporate site, just for people who want to see like my basic sound bites, I'm rebuilding my Tina Speaks. It's been, I don't know how long we've been doing my show, but it's been a while. So I am going back to it with a different lens. We're doing some reality, some talk. I just want to take people on a journey, like just a real journey of connection and networking. People ask me how I close the deals I close. I close the deals I close because I'm a networker, right? But I don't look at it from a business standpoint. I want to know who you are. I want to know what your gift is. I want to know what your contribution is to the universe. How do we activate that and have your vision speak and not lie? I get excited when I see people do exactly what they're called to do, right? That is exciting to me because I know that if your voice is not activated and it's not moving, then you're robbing people who need to hear what you have to contribute. And that's unacceptable to me. I say that to people all the time. I said, you mean you have all this packed into you? And I'm just finding out today? I feel like I was robbed. I feel like I was robbed. So, a lot of the connections we make are networks. And when I look at the networks and the joint ventures that we've created over the years, that's how we have a lot of our distro. Just within the Black community alone, when I flushed out the numbers a few weeks ago, the email list and everything, that's 8 million people starting out the gate that's going to get that message. That's not how we aggregate it so that people share it, share a friend, share a sale. There's a whole JV community that's going to be built under this, so that if you see Brenda's show, but someone's on your show and someone buys something from Brenda, you don't have to say, oh my gosh, they just bought it from Brenda. No, you're going to share that sale.
Yes.
That's the way it should be. That's how real business is done. In our community, we'd rather take 100% of zero than get 5% of the whole, right? And I was raised in New York, so I believe 20 nickels equal a dollar. Just get them 20 nickels, right? And get it from different places, because now you're eating together, you're at the table together, you're breaking bread together. That is the most fun that I've had, is being able to stop at the end of a project, realize how many companies are involved to get the project done, and go, wow, we did it. We did it together. We had a good time.
The podcast that we just doing this. Martin from Tino Talk. Would you like to say a little bit about your show, Tino? Thanks for joining
Sure.
us. Okay.
Sure, I'm here. Thank you for having me on. Well, my podcast is more about, the Latino community, because nobody knows more about the Latino. There's so many struggles we go through, so many things we go through. So I'm just talking about it a little bit. I do talk about conspiracies, but I'm drawing away from it. But now it's more about just the Latino community, because I feel like nobody has say anything. Nobody has put have a voice for it. So I'm just trying to put a voice to it, so everybody knows a little bit about it. Everybody talks about, about the African American community, about the Americans, but nobody has to talk about the Latinos. I'm like, what about the Latinos? I never hear nothing about this. Like what they go through, what they about to, where they come from. They come from their different their countries, stuff like that. So I'm like, I just want to put a little voice in. I want to be the voice of it.
That's awesome. I love that. It's funny because, my grandmother on my father's side is Cuban. So I call myself a Latina. So, it's still a shared experience, and there's an intersectionality of our cultures. And one of the things we want to do in our empowerment community, Black empowerment in particular, is make sure that we show our shared history. I found out something from this wonderful guy here in Arizona. He's actually the costume designer for, oh my gosh, Lord of the Rings. He designed the orcs, right? So if you're a nerd, that's a big deal. Like, he designed the orcs and the Urukai, and he's a Latino. He's Mexican American here. And he told me a story that blew my mind. He said, did you know that when the Emancipation Proclamation happened for African Americans in America, that a whole horde of people, Black people, moved to Mexico? And so here I am. I would sort of joke when I would see Black people in Mexico, but they're definitely only Spanish speaking, and I'm like, oh, they're Blaxican. I would joke about it, not realizing that was a real thing. They're Blaxican, right? And that they've been celebrating Juneteenth longer than we have, because that meant something to them. It gave me chills when I thought about the intersectionality of our cultures that are unspoken. The same thing with the indigenous communities, the Trail of Tears. Those were slaves and indigenous, right? Walking that Trail of Tears. So I love that. I think whatever you represent in your voice, own it. Own it, right? Because we can learn so much. We also have to connect to your city network, which is the corporate company that is distributing BEMN TV. We have a network called Latin America USA Network for that reason, because I don't see that much about the histories. I meet these women and men here, and I just sit under them for hours, and they tell me about, Panama and Paraguay and all these different places they came from and the struggles that happened there. And I'm completely intrigued by it. Right. And I don't hear these stories, but I do hear it on my network because I had the same passion. So yes, definitely, Martin. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Even though this is Black Empowered Media Network, we represent 110 TV networks, right? And we have niche communities in each network. so that we can share content, share culture, share innovation, share passion, and most importantly, always not from New York, share sponsorship, share money, and monetization.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And we show you how to do it. This is why at this price point, we keep it sort of low. It's more of a registration for a class that will help you to understand brand architecture. What does it mean to build a personal brand versus a whole life brand? Right? These are two different things. How many revenue models should you be presencing in your media?
Right.
How many ways can you use your media? Right? With one form of media, whether it's a 30-minute show or a hour-long show, that's 30 pieces of content in social
Yeah.
media. So most people don't get it. It's not magic, virility. It's a formula. And so I'm sharing that formula. So welcome, Martin. We're happy that you're here.
Thank you. You
Mhm.
know, I have people too, because I did so much conspiracy things. Now that I'm bringing out the Latino, I have people be like, "Man, what happened to the conspiracies? When you're not talking about this?" I was like, "Man, it's time to move on. I'm glad everybody likes about the conspiracies. It's just I'm like it's just little stories like urban legends, but it's time
Yeah.
to talk about something more realistically, something more be a voice about." And I had a guy the other day, um, because sometimes I do part time DoorDash, and he's like, I was gonna ask him to listen to my podcast. He was like, "Wait, I'm already listening to a guy named Tino." I'm like, "Tino? Yeah, Tino talks." So he showed me, he's like, "Man, this guy be talking about some Latino stuff." I'm like, "Really?" So once he showed me, I was like, "Can I tell you something funny?" He said, "What? You're actually talking to Tino?" He said, "No way."
That don't you love when that happens? Don't you love when that happens?
Yeah.
It's
So I
funny with
was,
the conspiracy theories. I try to steer myself away from it, but Brenda has known me long enough to
Mhm.
know that certain things that were considered theory that I was talking about, and I wasn't talking about it on camera. It's just my
Mhm.
life.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. But they're now conspiracy fact. So there's a place for urban legend in all of our families and our
yeah,
cultures. We have all of that. And you never know if that's your passion. And I'm not saying if you made a decision to steer away, that's good. If you make a
yeah,
decision to stay there, that's good. Because no matter what, you're a Latino broadcaster. No matter what. I mean, like when people say, why don't you do black? Uh, you're a black woman. I'm like, I do a lot of stuff branded in the black community, but guess what? I'm black every day, like every day. Like every month is Black History Month, every single month. So I don't think that's hidden. I think you know about it already. So I'm excited. I would love to hear more about your show. We do, like I said, we do have a Latino network, even though we syndicate across networks based on
yeah,
conversation. So, but the point of origination will be where you're comfortable and that we already have an audience. We have a powerful show on that network called Eberio. If Brenda gets your information, I have to send it to you. And what this show is about a neighborhood. It started out as a neighborhood in Arizona where they leveled it. You know what I mean? They moved all the buildings for the airport, but there are mostly Mexican Americans that live there. And so they leveled the elementary school. So one of the founders, the producer of the show, and he's our partner in the Latino Cultural Center and the network. He started to do a show like, if you're from this school in this neighborhood, tell us where you ended up and how what your stories are about your childhood. Believe me, this is good. It just took my heart, right?
eh,
So one of the ladies who's now in her 60s, she went to this elementary school. She posted on the website that she went to that elementary school, and she knew at 8 years old she had fallen in love with this guy, but her parents were like, you're not in love, you're 8. And so
Yeah.
when the community knocked down the school and everything else, they moved to another part of Arizona. Then a gentleman tells a similar story at 8 years old, and his family moved to Seattle when they started to rebuild. Do you know that they reconnected in 2021 in their 60s? Both of their spouses have passed, right? And they got married. They fell
Wow.
in love at 8 years old in the barrio, right? And, and now they're in love. So these stories are powerful. I'll make sure you get the information because I think you'll like that network.
Okay. And one of the things is like I was just talking to my fiance in the Hispanic community. We have Martin Luther King. I don't know you guys know about him. He fought for this Hispanic community rights. His name was Julio Chavez
Yeah,
or Cesar
of course I
Chavez.
know. Of course I know
So
Cesar Chavez.
so he's like
He
our
was he was the inspiration behind the Obama
yeah
campaign. And instead of saying yes, Obama said yes we can, but his campaign was it si yo puedo, right?
yeah
Si su puedo. And so
yeah.
that's yes you can in Spanish. So of course.
He's like our Martin Luther King in the Hispanic community. So he was fighting for all the Hispanic human rights because everybody was like, just like everybody thinks this. We will, as a community, as Hispanic, we go through things too. The people don't realize we go through a lot of things that everybody thinks that is in Hispanic. We have it easy. We can come here, get jobs, and all that stuff. But we go through a lot of hard work. We go through a lot of pain. We go through a lot of suffering just for anything. And I know I'm gonna be so real with you, and I'm gonna be the first one to say this. We left our countries to come here to have a better life here, and I even thought we're not originally origin from this country. People, people been don't know what the pain go through because we're trying to get ahead. Because in our countries we have corruptions, people, we have a lot of things going on. Especially, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm from Mexico, and our government hardly gives anything to the people. You get a person that just wants to pocket all the money and all that stuff, and the people just everything's so super expensive.
They see me there though.
Okay. See,
It's not
see,
like
see, this
it's like a working video. Nothing. It's just for
we talk about.
I
Hold on, let me
hear George's iPhone. Hi, George. Welcome.
Hey, he's one of the podcasters as well. One of the artists, actually.
He's one of
Artists.
the artists. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Well,
I totally understand, Martin. We do have an intersectionality and a shared experience, and I think we learn more from each other by having the communication
Right.
together. It's powerful. And that's what the collective is about, because one thing that's for sure, we have been trained to be homogenous in our conversations, right? Because of lack of trust and because of a lot of hostility. And the reality is when you bring money into the situation, then you have people who feel a certain kind of way. When I think about Martin Luther King, which started because of a garbage strike, right? Garbage man worker strike. And then
Yeah.
Cesar Chavez, which was grape pickers. It was always about economics, the economics of the space. So when you look at it, and I'm just going to make a segue into the online community and how we work, BBON is a formidable force when it comes to our longitude. We've been here for 20 years, but people use these groups to spam and just hit people up. They don't give each other the opportunity to know who you are. And that's really what we want to do. We want to share conversations. We want to make sure we don't have to agree with you either. I always believe in healthy debate so that we can expand our knowledge and know more about that subject. I always say to my kids, if we don't have to agree, but at least be accurate, right? Be accurate so that we can learn, right? And to bring that level of human intelligence and emotional intelligence into the space so we can do something that people don't do anymore, which is think for themselves, right? Critical thinking is a lost
Absolutely.
skill. It's a lost skill, but thank you for being here, Martin.
No, thank you.
I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, Tino Talk is going to be one of the podcasters. I'm calling it. I'm claiming it. He's going to be one of the podcasters.
Yes, I love it because I like the mix of people. And again, we do have at least one full Latin American TV. Then we have a faith-based one, Hispanic faith, right? Just because there wasn't enough, to me, there wasn't enough of a voice for specific communities, just as you stated. There was a problem, we answered it. The same thing with the indigenous community. We have Native Nations television, First Nations, right? For the same reason. But we come together, right? And we have
Absolutely.
little festivals and events, and we get to learn about each other in a whole different type of way. I raised my kids that way. I homeschool. And so I taught Black history every day because I was Black every day, and so are my kids. So during Black History Month, right, I chose another country to teach my kids about. That whole
Oh,
month might have been Thailand. That whole month would have been Venezuela. That whole
Yeah.
month, right? Because the other 11 months, they knew about their history, their culture. They knew about that. So I wanted them to really engage and interact with the fact that one, the diaspora is everywhere, right? There are Africans
Yep.
everywhere. We're everywhere.
Yeah.
And people of color, Black, yellow, and brown, are not minorities. People of color are 3/4 of the world population.
That is right.
So once we sort of get our heads wrapped around that and understand that there's something that we can learn from each other, then the conversations become easier. The other conversation that I believe we answered here is a shared economy.
Yeah.
The things that stops each other from exploring each other is because we think that you're taking something away from me, right? When
Yep.
someone said to me in Arizona in particular, Latinos are taking our jobs. I said, really? If you wanted that job, you could have had that job. You didn't really want that job. So what are you
That is
talking
right.
about? Right? What are you talking about? Other communities, Black people are really, that's their culture. So they're taking your job, they're taking your money, that's their culture. No, this is America. We're gumbo. We're a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, and it makes a full picture in a full nation called America. I think that the way we're delivering these products in this time is going to really start to foster shared knowledge, shared resources, and take care of the
Yep.
99%,
mhm.
And I
right, of the population, not just the 1% elite.
and I just want to say this real quick. Um, I don't know if they know this, but actually, America was built by immigrants, not just the people of just in one color, white completed people. Actually, it was built by immigrants.
Yes.
America was built by immigrants, hardworking people. So when they want to take credit, say, "Hey, you should go back to your country." When people go like, "Ah, you should go back to your country," I was like, "I'll go as soon as I go back. I'll go back as soon as y'all give back the land back to the Native Americans."
Mhm.
I'm like, if you want to go
Absolutely.
that route, as soon as
Absolutely.
y'all
I
give
mean,
the land
I
back to
feel
the
the
Native
same way
Americans, I'll be happy to go back to my country.
I feel the same way when it comes to the immigrants as well as African Americans who free slave labor, right? I'm sort of like, okay, this is our country. We built it. So let's have the next conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
We
definitely.
built we built this country. But in order for us to be activated to really take the benefits of that, we need people who have different perspectives, different knowledge bases coming
yeah,
together and have this sort of conversation together and go, oh, like a barbecue, right? He said, we're all different plate. I have the potato salad. What are you bringing? Tamales? Okay, what are you bringing? I'm
I,
bringing oxtails. Okay, now we got a good meal because now we have a little
yeah,
bit of everything, and then we can learn and grow and be enriched
yeah.
from that place. Again, thank you for joining us, Molly.
Thank
No,
you.
thank
Thank
you.
you. That's the power of the network, just different voices from all over on our network. And I can't wait to have you on
Yes,
some.
I love it. I see
Mhm.
George. Is George going to join us in the conversation today? Thank you for being here.
Let me see. I muted him, but let me see if I can unmute him.
Nephew, are
Hi,
you
George.
there? I'm excited about your show. Are you ready for Super Bowl?
I know he's at work. I don't know if he can talk or that. Try to get George. George, unmute your phone. He's trying to tell him about your music. George.
What about
I'm gonna mute myself for a second.
Okay. All right.
you hear me now, Miss Brenda?
I sure can. I sure
How
can.
you
Thank you.
doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Great to hear your voice again, I should say.
Same to you. Same to you.
Yes. So we've just been talking about the network, the Black Empowered Media Network, BEMN, which is hosting that Super Bowl show that I sent you the information about, that we need
Yes,
artists
ma'am.
for. So we need artists to sing or rap, sing, whatever you do. If you have a music video, which I saw that you have plenty of music videos, if you want
Hmm.
like a music video, doing a show, it's just like a whole Super Bowl show we putting together,
Okay.
ourselves. We need co-hosts. Tina and I are gonna be hosting, but we need other people to help us throughout the whole, whole Super Bowl show, along with facts and
Yes,
stats.
ma'am.
Roblo's gonna be doing the analysis of the game, and it's
Okay,
just
that's
gonna
my
be
guy. Definitely.
yeah. So it's gonna be one whole big party.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
what you want to do yet? Did you want to perform live? Did you want to have your video played? You want both? Want co-host?
I would love both. Absolutely. Yeah, both would be amazing. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, a co-host as well.
Co-host. Hey, I might get do about that. I'm not too big on co-hosting, but I could try something. Say hey to the people a little bit.
Yeah. Do a little segment. Get you a little taste of it. So
Yeah,
yes, Tina,
definitely.
right. Are you back, Tina?
Yeah, I'm back. I wanted to send the link over to Lyrics, see if she's gonna hop on.
Oh,
How
okay.
you doing, Miss Cindy?
How are you, George?
I'm fine.
Now,
I'm fine.
I want enough artists. Okay, now I'm older than y'all, so when y'all start getting into too much stuff, I just go, oh, I can't go with y'all.
No, you're
Right?
fine.
But I want enough artists that we can do a Super Bowl cipher. I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would
Yeah.
love to have that, so we can hear different
So
things.
do
We're
you
gonna
guys
have
need more artists, or do you guys
Yeah.
want more
it's a
guys?
three. I think the Super Bowl is 3 hours, right? We are
Okay.
really featuring facts and stats,
Mhm.
right? Nephew's show, because he's the one who, he's into sports, and we're going to be
Mm-hmm.
featuring him on our TV network, Black Empowered
Mm-hmm.
Media Network, as
Mm-hmm.
well as National Black Media News Network.
Okay.
So, he's going to be calling the game, but I don't watch football like that. So
I understand.
we
I
need other
understand.
conversations, comedians, something that's going to be fun, right? And then we're
Yeah.
gonna break up the show and play it on BEMN as a
Mhm.
special.
Okay.
So yeah, so we
Sounds
love the
good.
artists.
So are you
Mhm.
guys planning on having another sit down soon before
We're thinking
maybe?
about either tomorrow or Wednesday, right?
Okay.
On the
Okay.
actual broadcast platform, we're gonna be using something that you guys are familiar with, probably StreamYard, because I want to be able to play the videos and everything else.
Uh-huh. Well,
It's
you guys know
music
I'm free
videos.
after 5 throughout the week, so anytime that's probably a little late in the evening, but I could also get free maybe like around 1-ish or something like that too.
Well, we'll
Mhm.
probably do something during the day tomorrow, then in the evening on Tuesday.
Okay, sounds good.
Are
Sounds
you on
good.
the East Coast as well?
I am. Yeah, I'm in DC.
Okay,
Here.
so I'm 2 hours
Yes, ma'am.
ahead of you guys, so
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
always early for me. It's never too late.
Okay.
16, I think you'll like his music. I saw him perform live once. His music videos are off the chain, so you'll like it.
Thank you, Miss Brenda.
I love when artists have it together. Now, Brenda knows I started in the music game.
Really?
Started in the music game, then I became,
I'm
because I was
trying,
such a
Miss
different.
Tina. It's a lot. It's a lot to go into, but I'm trying.
Well, there's like I was just saying about podcasting. It's not a mystery. There is a formula to the thing,
Yeah, you're
right?
right.
You
You're
just got to
absolutely
know
right.
the formula. It's sort of like water doesn't boil at 211 degrees, but it
Right.
boils at 212. You need that last degree.
Look.
So
Okay.
that whole thing shifts the whole chemistry of the water. Now it's steam, and you have something
Right.
brand new happening. And so, being the age that I am and how long I've
Mm-hmm.
been in the game, I got to
Mm-hmm.
see rap go from rap, sort of sad rap, to the
Mm-hmm.
hip hop game,
Yep.
right? And I
Yep.
was in that
Yes,
original
ma'am.
conversation, praise God, where we were able to move from street rhetoric to
Mm-hmm.
$100,000 tracks from my producers, right?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
there's a formula to it, and it's usually
Mm-hmm.
around perceptive eyeballs. So when you're
Mm-hmm.
part of a collective, you're not just saying, I got 5,000 unique views
Mm-hmm.
a month. right?
Mhm.
You're putting all our numbers together and saying this is what your advertiser and your sponsor is going to be able to have access to. Makes a big difference when you go from 800 people to the 8 million people we reach every month.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And I know. Yes, it does.
Yes. And then there's the next level, your back office. The reason why we're doing it this way, because we have people who are engaging us at the high end, right? Or a
Mhm.
higher end, which is
Mhm.
between 10,000 and up. Why? Because they want their whole brand architected. But it wasn't
Right.
good enough for me that I can't talk to those people who really need that information so they can scale their business up to that level.
Right. Right.
So that's what the community is about. Hey, Favor.
Okay.
Favor's on from Atlanta, Georgia. He's another dope podcaster.
Mhm.
So in order to get to those, there's steps in business. And sometimes it'll feel like everything is against you. Like I
Mhm.
just can't get a break. It's at 1 degree.
Mhm.
You just got to turn it up, turn the heat up a little bit.
You're right.
You know,
You're
there's a
absolutely
story
right.
that I love from this book that my friend wrote called The Jackrabbit Factor.
Mhm.
And I tell this story in my keynotes because it's so perfect.
Mhm.
Okay, so imagine this guy goes to this country that he's never been to before. He gets
Mhm.
off the plane and everyone that walks up to him, he says hello, and they smack him in the face. He's like, what is going on? Why are you slapping me in the face? Then he
Okay.
talks to another woman next to him, and she says, hi. They slap her in the face. So she gets upset. She fights back. Cops drag her out, and he's sort of watching this. And he's like, but this is what's happening. People are
Mhm.
slapping people in the face coming off the plane. It doesn't make any sense. So finally, he decided he's not going to say hi. He's just going to ask somebody, what's going on? Every time I say hello, someone slaps me on my face. And then he goes, in our culture, if you have your watch on the right hand side and you're showing
Mhm.
it, right? We
Mhm.
slap you in the face. It's good luck.
Whoa.
The wrong side.
Right.
So he
Wrong
learned he
side.
didn't want to get slapped in the face. He moved his watch and then he greeted people with a nod. He just changed the way that he dealt with that culture. A lot of times, your success is dependent on you understanding the nature of the beast that you're talking to.
That's very interesting. That's interesting. Wow. Just by changing one thing.
One little thing. One little thing.
Wow.
What if you do a video and you have a viral video? That viral video just got
Mhm.
seen by 2 million people. You're excited, but how much did that pay you?
Mhm.
Right. Right.
What if you change one
Right.
thing? You have a viral video that goes into a sales funnel. And then
Mhm.
that viral video, they click on that viral video to see more, and then you get that lead captured.
Then you
Now that
start to
lead
produce
is
revenue.
being captured in your own space, and now you can sell them whatever you want to sell them because now that name belongs to you,
You're
not
right.
Facebook, not TikTok, not Instagram.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Those are the things that we get to talk about at the podcasters collective level.
Mhm.
And those are the things I feel like I need to tell people. It's not you.
Absolutely.
It's not personal. It's just
No, I
culture,
understand that, but it's still
right?
information that's needed by a lot of artists that are trying to figure these things out.
They're trying to figure it out
Absolutely.
every single day. I
Mhm.
mean, and again, it makes you feel a certain kind of way. You're putting your heart in, you're putting your blood, sweat, and tears in, you're putting your best foot
Absolutely.
forward. Nobody's supporting you, or they're afraid to
Yes.
support you because you might get the gig before them. See, when you come
Mhm.
into a community that has already made an agreement that we are going to be opportunistic, yes, we are, but it's
Mhm.
ethical opportunism.
Mhm.
Right? We already know that we know the terrain. People are going to get a percentage of a percentage, right?
Mhm.
Oh, there goes my
Mhm.
girl. Hey, DJ. She's an artist. I can't hear you. You have to unmute yourself, girl, with your solo cup.
Yeah.
Unmute yourself.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Good morning.
Hey.
Hello.
Good
Good morning.
afternoon.
How are you? Thank you. Thank you for being here, darling. I love you and you're beautiful.
Thank you.
She's a dope artist as well. She's part
Okay.
of the Connect to Your City family, which is the overarching company that is actually providing the network and the technology for the Black Empowered Media Network, which is what you're here for. The podcast collective is empowered by that. It's also the power behind the Latin USA Network. Connect to Your City Network has 110 TV networks, 51 radio networks. We've been around for a while. We're old folk. We're OGs in this thing. We started with IPTV in 2005 and actually 2004 with the Obama campaign. That's when we started. And they made fun of our founder and said, when our founder said people will be watching TV on their phones, they were like, right, Mr. Witherspoon. That is never going to happen. That'll never happen. And we have I have the little press release. I think I'm going to put it on our website so people can see the truth of what a visionary looks like, right? Right. And so here we are today, and I'm excited about this podcast collective because I get to hear all these voices. I get to hear all this talent. I get to hear all these people. And as we get ready for the Super Bowl virtual party, which is going to be turned up,
That's right.
I get to host it from my bed in my room without the traffic.
Right.
And
Right.
me and Brenda will be there, and we have some guests coming. I'm waiting for Lyra to confirm.
More co-hosts, yeah.
We have some really great podcasts coming on. We have Tony Terry, which everyone knows if you're of a certain age. We love his voice, right? I believe there's a rumor that Keith Sweat's podcast will be coming on, and we're excited about that because these men are OGs and they have things to share, right? And so because they have things to share, we want to hear about it. And we have a lot of beautiful women on our network, but women, we've been sort of carrying it for a while. We need to hear from the menses.
Switch it up a little bit.
Our society depends on a whole family and communities working together. So the imbalance was designed. Martin won't go into conspiracy theories, but the imbalance was engineered that way. So that the competition would happen within the family. And it's easy to tear apart the family. So our BEMN network, I mean, the Black Empowered podcast goes back to 2000. You keep telling me, I keep saying 2011, but you said you found our podcast in 2010?
Yeah, 2008. Zamari,
oh my goodness, we got to play that for the group one day just so they can hear. And we've had people from Warren Ballantyne, which is a formidable voice, Dr. Cornell West, Dr. George Fraser, Full Force, Paul Anthony, Bolegaloo, Sugar T. These are all part of my friend circle, and some of them are my clients. So I didn't think it was a big deal. We were just having a conversation, right? The same conversation I would privately have on the phone with them. I was like, no, let's get on Black Empower. Let's empower our community with how you made it and how your resilience took you from point A to point B. How are you responsible for selling 1 billion units before streaming? How did you do these things and work with all these different people? And they were very generous. And then we get the knowledge from people like Monica Conway that's just talking about internalized PTSD, internalized racism, and start getting free from hating ourselves as a people so that we can work together in a collective. These are the things we get to do. And in between all of that, because we know music is our soundtrack is everywhere. Music is the soundtrack of all these conversations. So to play the artists and to show different artists in the middle of these conversations is not about putting all the artists over here, right? And the artists just support the artists and like the artists, right? It's integrating them into the TV shows, integrating them into the revenue models, integrating them into our live events, right? But we start here. Right. And so we created this mechanism so people can get in where they fit in. We understand that everyone can become a pillar partner, which starts at $10,000. So we start here, but we're going to help you scale your business so you can say, Miss Tina, we want to be completely architected by you. We want your press releases, the magazine. We want all of that. Okay. And guess what? We don't take everyone's money because if a person has never done it before, they're more irritating than a person, that can admit that. When a person gives you a certain amount of money, they don't know how press releases run. They don't know how to deal with their media. I'd rather not take your money. Keep your money because you're going to irritate the heck out of me just because you don't know how it works. You're not available when press calls you. You don't have your sound bites ready. You haven't been media trained. You're hurting your brand. You're not helping your brand by not being ready and investing in your business and not just treating it like a hobby. This is where this is the baseline. This is the beginning. This is your day one. Hey, Favor, do you want to say anything? Participate? He's an expert. I love him. He's the bomb.
Hello, everybody. I'm
Hello.
just here.
You're
Thanks for
just
bringing
here.
me here. I'm just in the background, just listening, and I'm loving the conversation. I'm also an artist too, self-taught drummer, songwriter, producer, podcaster, business owner. So I'm just here to listen, and I'm enjoying what I'm listening to. So thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming. He's in the Atlanta market, and I'm sure we'll be able to do more because our studio in Atlanta is just beautiful, by the way. It's fire. Lyric is really put her foot in that thing. So, but I'm glad you're here. This is the conversation of the BEMN, which is Black Empowered Media Network Podcast Collective. And we're also getting ready for our Super Bowl event, virtual Super Bowl event next week. And a lot of the people here want to participate in that event. They want to be showcased. We want to have a cipher. George, hint, hint. We want to have a cipher virtually. Because you see the little square down there says Robert Hampton Jr. He has an awesome podcast called Facts and Stats, aka Robin Picasso. He will be our host. He's going to be walking us through the game, letting us know what's happening. He's going to be predicting stuff. Because me personally, I never really go to the game when I go to Super Bowl. I just go to the parties around it. So I don't really watch football, but we're featuring his show on Stats, Facts and Stats, because he's one of the first shows that'll be receiving full distribution on the BEM TV network, then syndicated to other TV networks, and then we'll be helping him to get the monetization of royalty.
That's what's up, Rob.
Yeah, he definitely deserve it. Definitely deserve it. Been in there, haven't missed a show. It's great.
Yeah. Nah, they've been working for it. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's Brenda's son, we have to say that. Now, for those of you who are just entering the room, me and Brenda have known each other for a long time. We have a celebration coming up in April. April 9th, our 20th anniversary of BBON, the Black Business Owners Network. So that is 20 years. We'll be celebrating on April 9th of empowering our community. So we're trying to decide what wonderful thing we're going to do, how much fun we're going to have, where we're flying to. We're getting the folk together. So I'm excited about that. I want to do a live event, but I've been so used to, I used to travel 3 days out of every week. I did a daily TV show on television. So I traveled from Arizona to LA every week, shot for 3 straight days, did the whole week's worth of programming, plus the program promos, plus media, plus everything, then came home and was a homeschool mom for the other days, right? And so I'm sort of liking that I don't have to leave the house, but I know that the time is up.
It's a virtual world, and that's the thing. People are asking, do they have to be in person? No, you can participate virtually. On all of our shows, on our Super Bowl show, in our 20th year anniversary event coming up, any event that we do. If you're in the podcast collective, you get to be a part of it for free.
Now, some of the squares might be live, right? Like I said, when we sort of tap into Vegas, which I'm navigating now because I just decided I wasn't physically going, but they have a pretty great lineup. Do you have the lineup in front of you, Brenda? So I'm negotiating it now for our virtual camera to be there. I have someone in Vegas, and so they can shoot it. They can make it part of our event because it's going to be fun. Right? And it's not because he's an athlete that I really even paid attention to him. We were introduced to Shannon Sharp years ago because of the #We movement, the women's empowerment movement. We did a few events with him.
Wow.
But he's got the #1 podcast in that game. So
right now,
I'm gonna break down like Rob is breaking down the game. I'm gonna break down the monetization of that one interview. There is an economy that's attached to that one interview. And now I don't get excited about those, games. And I'm not even the type of girl who gets excited about gold and fur. But you start showing me some money stats.
Yeah.
I'm giddy about that because numbers don't lie.
Yep.
And there's always strategy that can make it happen, not luck. Sometimes lightning does hit, but someone said to my daughter, because my daughter's received over 3 billion views, maybe lightning won't hit again for you. And I said to the rep, I said, she is the lightning. We create it that way.
It's a strategy.
Right? So she might get a little bit of this and, people trying to come at her or this. It doesn't matter. We find another angle. We own it. We own our media. We're not the owned. We are the owners. So we come from different angles. That's the same mindset you have to have when you're an independent artist, when you're an independent media person. You have to decide, one, if you want to stay independent, because it almost hurts you if you're just waiting for someone to pick you up, waiting for someone to pick you up, waiting for someone to pick you up. Especially when we see something like Roland Martin talking about over the past 2 days. Black major media has canceled Black and Latino shows for no good reason, defunded their shows, 20-something shows.
They kept their subscribers. All the subscribers they brought to the network, they kept all those.
They have the content. They own the content. So you have people like Issa Rae, who I love Issa Rae, that are like, we're gonna go the independent route. So I'm like, okay, let me get her phone number right quick, because we could build a whole TV network for her and make sure she has pay-per-view, video on demand, the whole thing. She owns her whole economy. And she has the fan base. That's what we've done.
Her.
Yeah, connect to your city network. That's what we do. We build the technology, and we don't build the technology within Amazon or anything like that. We own the front, middle, back office, the whole food chain. So they can't stop our voice.
So that's cancel culture here.
They're not canceling us. I mean, unless you're crazy and raggedy, I can't deal with that,
I understand.
You have other networks for that, and I no shade, no hate, but we are not Zeus Network. I've been really thinking about it, though, when I saw they were doing 2.5 million a month. I was like, wow. Maybe we could just do a little bit of ratchet, just a little bit. Just a little bit of ratchet. I was like,
there's nothing wrong with a little bit, tad bit.
That's a lot of
just a little bit. And believe me, we're gonna create a mechanism, because I don't see anyone empowering that demographic.
They're not. You're absolutely right, Miss Tina.
They need to be empowered. They need to know that there's something else they can do. And again, it's another sort of slave system that's happening, where you have, I won't break it down too much, but they're making $2 million a month.
No, but if you understand what's going on, you can see it.
You can see it, because most of their people that are doing 100,000 a month are on OnlyFans, and they get a piece of that. So what are we really selling to our girls? We need an alternative, but I just I'm meditating about it and going before the Lord, hallelujah, to be able to enter that market in a way that is going to be serving our people.
You're right.
And elevating our people.
You're right.
And we have 2 networks that we started with Lunel and Spanky Hayes, Hollywood and Hollywood Comedy. We believe there's a Hollywood in every hood. So we're going to probably revitalize those networks, right? And find a way to bring coaching, transformation into the conversation. Right? My beautiful daughter, who don't know nothing about that life, okay, this cracked me up, because she was hired to do the wrap up for one of those types of shows. I think it was called Too Hot for TV. Those are the rejects from the Bad Girl Club. So she was there to do the season wrap up. Okay, I think it's on Amazon Prime. You see a bald-headed girl going, what in the world? That's my daughter. Right? They started fighting and flipping things over. People had to carry her and 102 pounds out of the room.
Oh my goodness.
And because I said to her, you don't know anything about that life. Nothing.
Right.
What you see on TV and on Instagram is not the truth. This is for real. Desperation, backbiting, hatred, animosity that's being pilfered for money, so that people who don't even look like them can gain. We need to do something different. So that's my challenge. If you have a show idea, it could be outside of my little kumbaya demographic and my preacher's demographic, but it has to be positive, forward motion. We got to bring a solution.
I understand.
We got to bring an answer, right? My beautiful Lingerie, do you have anything you would like to say, my love? She works with Connect to Your City, and she's an artist. She's dope. So my main company, which I am the CEO of, again, I'm going to reiterate for those that didn't hear it, it's called Connect to Your City. Spell it out on Roku. We have a very unique mechanism where you see multiple channels under one channel. Because we are we're nerds. So we developed the technology. So it looks like a Pluto within the system of Roku, a Pluto within the system of Amazon Fire. So you could go into those systems and then click on BEMN TV, Latino Faith, Latino USA TV. You could actually see the real distribution, but you see the innovation because we don't want anyone to stop how we get our voice out. We need to control our narrative.
Right.
Right.
Okay, I'm sorry, Desiree. This is one of my daughters, y'all, my spiritual daughters. I love her.
No, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak, Miss T, because I know you've been working on this for quite a while to even formulate it to where we're offering it to the content creators. And there's so many podcasts, there's so many content creators out there. There's no limit to how many people we can reach for the events that we have going on right now, and just to place them on the networks right here, the BEN and network. So yeah, as Tina was saying, the network is one of the networks on Connect to Your City, and I really like this network. I like what it stands for, Brenda. I like exactly what y'all been doing for so long to bring it to the network, onto the platform, with all of the followers and everything that you've built already. So it's not, it's not a network that's was just built overnight. It was actually put together real nicely, so that everyone could succeed, and we could extend this offer to other people to be on, to do what we do. So I think that this podcast, the packet, is, like I said, really just, there's too many people that are, this world right now is content creators.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's two sides to it. There's the business, and then there's the content creators. And the content creators, those are the people, they're already entrepreneurs, but they don't know how far they can go.
Yeah.
They don't know that this opportunity is where we open the door for them on a level that's hasn't been presented by anybody else, for specifically for this group of people.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I know there's so many voices. We have. And I know there's a lot of podcasters in the BBON. They've been coming forward. Tino is texting me over here. He's so excited. He wants to be in the Super Bowl show. He's like, I want to be in. I said, okay, we'll see you details. So yeah, this is just the first event out the gate, the Super Bowl, the BEMN Super Bowl show. So,
and that's just the beginning, right? Because it's like when I was trying to find a good time to start our live events again, and there's no good time, right? It's a lot involved. So we just do it. I believe in just doing it. I'm that girl that's like, I don't know how to do it, but I'm going to go, and then we'll reverse engineer the rest. We'll get it done.
Right, we'll figure
but
it
we
out.
have a great team too. So that makes a big difference, where I can just vision cast pretty big and pretty wide, right? But then I have, like, my ops person going, you know how much this is costing per hour? Do you know what this is? I'm like, yeah, whatever. Another spreadsheet, another straw man. But my goal is to move our voices at the speed of light and to distribute hope from here to out of Mongolia. We're in 195 countries. That's what I want. I want to make sure that now that we've gotten a mechanism right where we can broadcast everywhere. Now let's do something that they teach you in marketing 1. It's called deep market penetration. So our deep market penetration used to look like where we owned studios ourselves in these different areas. That was highly competitive. People, you're going to be infiltrating my market. You're going to be, no. So now coming back in, because God literally spoke to me in 2019 and said, shut down all the studios. Something's getting ready to happen in this country. If I didn't do that, we would have been in bankruptcy. Because we had too much real estate.
Wow.
He said, shut down the studios and start praying every day with a group of people. Those are the two things, the directives that I got. And those are the two things that I did. Right? That's my own gifting. No one can duplicate that. There's something that you guys offer to the planet. That is your unique value proposition. I always say you're a designer original. And if we don't hear from you, you're robbing us
Right.
of only what you can bring to the space.
You're right.
Being able to create packages like this, even though my founder was like, what are you doing? You're giving it away. You're giving away airtime. We got to start the conversation. And really, this is what I would normally charge for education. But I just know our people. I'm not trying to be funny. If it's not you, don't get mad. If it is you, just say ouch.
Yes.
Unless I give you an opportunity to be seen yourself, you're not going to take the education in as valuable. Because we always lead with what's in it for me without really looking at what is truly in it for me. So by being committed to combine the educational offer, we're going to get the basic information. What is brand architecture? What is brand equity? What does it mean to equify your business? What is front, middle, back office? What is all that? You have to know that. It's not enough to put out a song. That's only 10% of your game. 90% is going to be how you wrap your world, how you build your house. Your equity and your brand, that is your home. That is your brand house, right? Most people look at the house, they care about the front of the house. No, you got to open that front door, right? The front of the house is the website, the colors. I'm going to have this type of logo. I'm going to have this type of, that's the front of your house. That's only the front door, right? What happens when I turn the doorknob and I enter your home?
Right.
What rooms do you want people to go into? You're going to go into the room of music. That's like your living room, right? You're going to go into the room of your podcast messaging. That's your living room. But you got your kitchen where you cook things. You want to bring them there? You have your family room where you might watch the game. That's where the TV is. Certain people go there. They get qualified to see more of your house, right? Otherwise, you leave them at the front door and they don't come in, right?
Right.
Okay, and like if you're like me, if I didn't invite you, you can ring the doorbell all day long. I will look out the window at you
Mhm.
and leave the door closed. That's it, because I know the value of my house,
Right.
right? That's just coming from value. So the equity that you need to build means you own your brand, you own the pieces of your business, you own all that. Then you have back office. Back office is like places you don't want people to see, but that really is the hub of your business, right? It's how you count your money, pay your people, all that back office configuration. It sounds like lofty language, but this is the language of economy.
Right.
So if we don't get this language used to us, don't be surprised we don't understand how money moves and how we get money, how we keep getting money.
Right. Right.
Some people were not blessed to have the mama I had. My mom was a commercial banker. I heard money all day. Money, money, money. Money deals, amortizations. I heard money all day. So it's a normal conversation for me, right? I want you to be so used to, this is what I'm bringing to the table. I want you to say, I'm bringing this to the table. This is how much it's worth. This is what it's going to make you. Therefore, here's the value. And I'm going to get what I'm worth. You decide that. No one else does.
Yes, ma'am.
When you put them front, middle, back office together, now you got to look at what do you get when you buy a house? You get mineral rights in the state of Texas. Sometimes you don't get those because there might be oil there, right? But you get mineral rights, land rights, air rights, right? Your mineral rights, you have to mine that out. That's your gifting, your special resource that you bring to the table. You're mining your business. Not just minding your business where you're sort of ignoring everybody else. You don't want to work with anybody else. Mining your business.
Mining.
Okay. Then you have your land rights. That's where the house actually sits, where people engage. But then the most important part is your air rights. Those are your partnerships, strategic alliances, even relationships that you make. That's funding. That's sponsors. It's how your business flows, right? Your air rights. So you're going to get a chance to really see what I do when it comes to brand architecture. I call that the real economy, or the real, right? Which is results empowered authentic living. It's sort of looking at my whole life as a house. Because what brand really is, brand is not your color. It's not your presentation. It's the relationship you create with people and the reason why they keep coming back. You can go to someone's house and see it's beautiful, and then you walk through the house, all they do is fight, the dog bit you, the food smell, everything is nasty. You ain't never coming back to that house, even if it was 8,000 square feet.
Right. Right.
Right? Then there's some little old ladies in my community, they got these tiny little 2 bedrooms, but it might as well be a mansion because there's so much love and so much power in that house that whatever they need, even to keep their house maintained and established, we make sure that they have it. Because they've created a brand or environment that is just beautiful. That's good branding. So that's what some of the stuff that we'll be talking about. What does that look like in money? How do you keep it moving? How do you create sustainable systems? And I'm excited to do it within the BEMN TV network. I usually do it pretty generally, right? With people who are, I call them heartpreneurs. I know I didn't make up that word, but that's what they are. Heart, not like-minded, because I graduated from New York University with like-minded individuals, and I don't work with them at all. We have the same mind. Like-hearted. People who care about what happens next in our community, with our voice, with our image, right? Whatever your people group is, own it. Like Martin, he represents the Latino community. I'm excited because there's an intersectionality in our history in this country. So I get to introduce him to different people in the Latin network. DJ, have you seen the Latin USA TV network yet? There you go.
Yes, I have. Actually, I love that channel. I love that it's a mixture of diversity on Connecticut City. So podcasts, yeah, Hispanics, and it's not even just the American Hispanic or the people that are in America. There's all kind of different countries out there, and everybody has the same opportunity because we're in 196 countries.
Thank you.
Yes.
She's a great representation. She's our more of our front-facing representation. So far, only in Arizona, but she's getting her bags packed. She's getting ready to hit that road, right, girl?
It's on and cracking.
It's on and cracking.
It's cracking.
I love my young ladies. I get to mentor them, and she's been patient with me because I've been dealing with a beast of a brand that moves at the speed of light, which is my daughter. She's a beast. And so sometimes she's a 24-hour job. And then the founder of Connect to Your City definitely is a 24-hour. He's building new innovations every single day. That company, Connect to Your City, is also part of a smart tech collective. We build green homes. We've been doing that since the earthquake in Haiti, where we supply homes and things that will keep our people safe. We're putting bespoke or customized smart tech, which is not smart tech from Google or Amazon, it's smart tech that is independently owned. So when a disaster comes, our people will not be the last to know. That's how we sort of started with independent broadcasting. It was with community health channels with Regina Benjamin, who was the then Surgeon General. And we had our TV network moving through health channels, health facilities. But you don't always have a disaster, thank God. So we had to figure out what else we're going to put on them channels. So that's how you see what you see today. But we're still going to emphasize the fact that we can't be the last to know when something is happening in our communities that impact us. So one of the shows that we're preparing to produce, Brenda and I, is the Black Business News Channel. There's a lot of Black news channels, but we're focused on the news channel from the point of business. And it's going to be the businesses in those communities, the small business owners that are going to protect the people. That's what happened. We've proved the model through a few of the projects that I've done. One of them was called Even Stevens, which was a restaurant. Unfortunately, Martin, like the conspiracy theories, the BlackRock Corporation did not like them. And so we had to move the company out of the country. But we disrupted the restaurant industry just as entrepreneurs. And for every sandwich that we made, like a 5-star, beautiful, yummy sandwich that we made, we gave one to the homeless. We gave 5.2 million sandwiches away. That means we fed 5.2 million people. And that was a collective of entrepreneurs, because I really believe that private dollars can take care of social issues. And so that's the core mechanism of even BEMN. Our goal is to be able to pay the bills for 90 days for people who have a vision so they can focus on their vision and give them like 5 business coaches to wrap around. So that's going to take for us to take a percentage of everything we bring in and give it over to one of our nonprofit philanthropic partners, like Women of Global Change, Black Women of Faith. I don't know if you can see the shirt, Black Women of Faith, right? Which is read by Kat McKinney here in Arizona. Through the Black Women of Faith, even, and I'm just giving you a little bit of social proof. You can look it up. We shut down entire city of Phoenix. I got my witness here, right, DJ?
Yes, and
They
she
couldn't wait to get us out of their way.
Black
They kept shooting Black
Network.
kids. So I said, okay, we're gonna find another way to deal with you.
Yeah.
Right. And we Kat McKinney represents at least 37 victims of police violence, families. And so what we have done in the past is protested and I said, we're gonna do it my way. Right. Because I have the FCC license to broadcast, we're gonna send the first shot fired and see what the police department says. They denied it, not realizing it was just buying me time to pull every camera, every body cam in that whole area to show that this family that they stopped. I don't know if you saw the story. The story was, it was a little girl who walked out of a Family Dollar with a Barbie doll. 12 cops circled this family, pulled the father out of the car, pulled the 1-year-old baby from the mother's arms, dislocated the arm. The mother was 8 months pregnant, made her sit on very hot Arizona concrete, and then they denied the whole thing. Little did they know I pulled all the cameras. And we shut the whole city down. Not just in a protest, because that wasn't my goal. My goal was, this is about money. Let's make it about money. They lost their insurance as a city. So they had to renegotiate. And we could not judge the police officers according to their fraternal order or oath. So NYPD came in and judged those cops. Those are the things we get to do because we own our media.
Right.
Now, are we going to talk about that every day? No, I think Roland Martin talks about it. This one talks about it every day. What I want to do is catch businesses doing the right thing, people doing the right thing, but then we're going to handle those things as well by partnering even with those media outlets. So if there's a legal fund or a lawyer or a family that needs something, we're able to move the money without asking for permission. So that's my big hairy vision, if you want to know. We're putting together lawyers from all over the country, right? We're putting together economists from all over the country. Why? Because if we build our own wealth roadmap, then our legacies are secured. If we build our own legal roadmap, then no matter what state you're coming in, there's advocacy, right? When it comes to people of color representing people of color and knowing the law. That's under the hood of what we're doing. I don't have that front facing. We built it out. We have partners for publishing. They look like journals, right? The Black Wealth Roadmap, the Black Health Roadmap, the legal roadmap. These lawyers are coming together. The people who can teach about trust funds, how to deal with the IRS, how to move your money, how to do multiple corporations so that you can have your intellectual property saved and protected, especially in this new environment. If anybody, we've been on for a while, so I'm gonna stop running my mouth. But if anyone has a business here, I don't want you to ignore the Corporate Transparency Act. If you have an LLC, they need you to register their business. Am I for this? No. I don't agree that the government should be treating us as criminals. But this is what will happen if you do not take your LLC and go to FinCEN, right? FINCE.gov/BOI and register your LLC properly. $500 a day fine or jail time. This is what they're doing, people, in our community. It's happening. Pay attention. Some of the people that we have in the network that's going to be educating are people who are in front of the tax code, in front of the business structures. You need that. and it's too much to figure it out on your own. I know some of the best people, promise me. All they do is talk about money all day. That's all they do. Just talk about money. They've mastered the game. Not just talking about how they need money, talking about how to strategize the money that they have and that they make. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. I
Well,
stopped preaching.
you good. Speaking of money, we did have a question in the group. Someone is ready to invest, but they want to know how their money is going to be making money for them if they invest. As far as sponsorships go and things of that nature.
Okay, well, here's what you get to have. Again, you're in a collective. As you can imagine, it costs money to have a person do outreach for you every day and to represent you every day. But to empower you, you're going to start where I started. I didn't have anyone doing with that for me, but I got the formula. I understood how to do it. I knew who to reach, and you have the templates and everything. That all happens within the class, right? You don't even have to be a million person with a million person follower to be considered a micro or nano influencer, to have people work with you on a regular basis and pay to be seen on your show or in the collective. So that's one way. The other way is we do have sponsors that are attached to BEMN. And if they choose your show, you get a revenue share just for them choosing your show. Then there's the third way. We have our joint venture collective, which if anyone knows me for any period of time, I teach joint ventures. It's my favorite thing to do. That's why branding is important. You get a bad partner, you want to quit your own business. You have a good partner. Oh my gosh, that's like a quantum leap, right? It's a quantum hack. Good partners means their experience, their knowledge base is coming into your business. Yeah. You have the opportunity, right, to now have people partner with you as guests on your shows, right? And then what is the BBON? Is it Black Farmers Network? No. Black Hairdressers? No, it's Black Business Network. So all of our business owners, as well as in our other communities, so that applies to Martin as well, they're going to partner with your show because they need visibility. So we thought about both sides of the table, activating our business owners, where there's at least 50,000 of our 80,000 members are business owners, and they're not all Black. Just letting you know. Okay. But they do love our community. I had to think about it. I had to really find a way. It's, people really want to make, big money on the internet. That's great. I wish I was motivated that way. In my heart of hearts, I'm a kumbaya. I want to see the people get what they need. We have people like Brenda has been with me for 20 years. This whole conversation that she probably said, this girl is crazy. She don't want to be bothered with this person. I don't know where you're coming from. I don't know what your motivation or your intentions are. I don't want to break bread with you. Okay. And some people I'm not qualified to, meaning I'm not in that demographic. I would be more effective if I was someone else. And I'd rather promote that person who actually can speak to that audience and give them everything that they need.
Right.
You don't see that a lot in our communities. We had a young lady on. What was her name? Mana.
Mashana.
Yeah, she has a big group as well, right, for women. And she found very quickly that people they don't want to, take their groups and bring them together. What is that? Fear, scarcity, competition. We don't believe in that. That's not part of our culture. There's always a deal to make if you have the knowledge of deal making.
Right.
I'm a deal maker. So there's always a way to make it. And there's always a way to scale that deal so everybody can eat. So I can focus on your vision and I can focus on my responsibilities over here. I can focus on the vision of connecting your city and make sure these tribes are talking to each other at the same time. It's all in the deal making. You got to learn that part. You got to learn. Some of the people who come to us for the Done For You agency, we have a whole mechanism called TM4, where it's the automation, it's this and that's a Done For You agency. I'd rather them start from scratch so they understand the language of what's being done for them, so they appreciate it. We have people like Favor, who's like a master of Pinterest, which is sort of my secret obsession. And he brings people into a space where Pinterest is making money for them and working for them. Worst client you can have is one who thinks they already know, right? And they can't appreciate the fact that that's discipline and effort working on their behalf. You need to pay for it. here's my final thought. If you're not willing to invest in you, don't ask me to. Don't ask me for free stuff, because free is what you're going to get free. Free time. You don't want that. I don't want people's free time. Even when my friends are selling things, I'm trying to figure out how to pay them, because I don't want their extra time. I want their invested time. Right? Any questions? I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm getting ready to make dinner here.
Also, a question. You do have a question? Do I have a question? I did have a
No,
question.
I'm good, Miss Brenda. I said I'm good.
You did?
If you have
Okay,
more
yeah.
artists for the Super Bowl event, make sure you hit Brenda up.
Yeah, make sure you do. Also, they want to know if they're able to collaborate with each other and maybe do, you know.
That's the whole point of making it a collective. We all collaborate with each other, which is like a big deal, right? Because you have a guest all the time you can talk to, right? And then we have some really powerful people in our network, by the way, that are sort of my, you know, I've some of them have been their brand architect for a long time. And so getting you guys ready so you can be in the same realm with these guys who have stages with 5,000 to 10,000 people in front of them. That's going to be important. You got to get you dressed for the party.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my contact information in the chat as well, just in case anybody wants to contact me at all. I'll be available most of the times at these networks. I'm on Instagram as well as my numbers on it too.
Awesome. Okay, thank you. Okay, and so this is only one event, the Super Bowl event. Right after that, we're doing our Black History Month celebration. And then we have a few other events that we are originating or we're collaborating with. We are what I call a strategic constellation, the Tina Michelle Company. So I have partners in different demographics all over the world. We're aligned around the fact that we want to distribute hope. That's what we agree upon. Distributing hope. A lot of my people in the constellation are coaches. Why? Because they know how to get people in action. So it's important to me that people know what to do after the show turns off, how to move from there. So there's more opportunities even beyond here. That's why we say you're syndicated. There's also another group of networks that are not connected to your city that I'm negotiating now with, right? We have Ova Media Network, who's a really good friend of mine, Cassandra Cooper. She's a producer. She's got stuff on HBO, Taste of Honey, and different things. She's a really good friend of mine. So we're collaborating our networks. So we have extra syndication. So going from the 8 million people that's in the database now to a 20 million people. Our magazine that we're rolling out, I refuse to roll it out from scratch. You know, people already got a magazine. But I have two partners that are rolling out these magazines with me. Why? Because they already have 2.5 million readers virtually. So that way, I'm making the joint ventures. You're watching me do the work I'm telling you to do. I'm making the joint ventures, whether it's marketing and media delivery or it's actual fiscal share of money, so that we can get our numbers right. Because I know I can agitate it into action. I know I can get the call to action to the place where people can monetize. Because that's what I'm supposed to do. That's what my job is, making sure you're making money. I'm from New York, so you know I'm going to say it. If it's not making money, it's not making sense.
Right.
It's just a hobby. Okay. And I don't want hobbies. I don't want that. I had a conversation with this young lady. I loved her. She was telling me about all her shows, how many people engage her. I'm like, how much do you make? Well, I've been doing this for 2 years. I'm just beginning. 2 years, you're not beginning, babe. That's 2 years. How much are you making? Where's your sales package? Where's your media kit? Or is there another business that you're selling? Because sometimes it's not the direct impact of the media that they're selling. Sometimes that is the salesperson to bring them into the other parts of their business model, which is still monetizable and still quantifiable based on leads. Nothing. But yet nobody will be a guest on her show. She's mad. I said, baby, it's a hobby. Find other people to do hobbies with. It's not a business. You don't have a plan. You don't have a design. Right? Figure out how much money you want to spend on marketing. How much I want to spend. I want to do it for free. Okay, well, you're going to get free results. Hit or miss. At least watch YouTube. You got YouTube. Find out how to place ads, but invest in yourself. Otherwise, don't ask me to invest in you. Not going to. Any questions, favor you guys need to say? And I know I'm wants to wrap up. Today is the beginning of National Networking Week, by the way. So we'll be back on tomorrow, and we'll probably be on again and again until Super Bowl, because it is National Networking Week. So feel free, if you see people, have them jump on. They probably will not be this long because we want to get the information in, get the people in, and get them on the run a show for Sunday.
Right, woohoo, Super Bowl show.
All right.
No show.
What y'all got?
Baby, you have anything you want to add?
I don't know for sure yet.
No, I don't have anything to add. This is good. I'm just excited to collaborate and be back again. This is dope.
Same here.
Yep.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
everybody.
We have several events happening in Atlanta, so I'm gonna make sure you know. Lyric, who runs our Atlanta studio, has done an amazing job to create a beautiful space, and she's the one who is producing the Tony Terry show, Keith Sweat show, that are on the BEMN TV network. So I really want you to connect with her because she's ridiculous, you know. I always say my spiritual daughters all look like me. They're all beasts, right? They wanted it yesterday. They're beautiful beasts, beautiful beasts. So so you're in Atlanta. I want to make sure you connect. I was hoping she would hop on so you can sort of see her flow, and then you guys can have a live coffee or something.
That sounds fun.
Okay, so and for those of you who want to get started, when we close this out, hit Brenda up. Any questions you have, we're just gonna get you moving. We got to keep it moving so that we can fill up. Don't we have 3 whole hours? 3 whole hours goes by fast.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
And some people know already that I want to do a cipher. I want to do you can spit. Let's do this thing. I come from the hip hop game, so I put people on the spot. Like when my daughter said she wanted to rap in middle school, and she came to me with, "My name is Kai," and I said, nah, girl, I'm from the Bronx. Nah. You cannot sound like that. You better learn how to, freestyle. You can't freestyle. You're not a rapper.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
Actually, I do got a question.
You have a question?
Are y'all which time zone are y'all using? Because I'm actually Central Time.
I'm in Arizona.
I'm on the East Coast, so Eastern Standard for me.
Yeah, so you'll see different times just for that reason. We have people even hitting me up from the UK who want to perform. So we're trying to space the time out for this week. Now the Super Bowl starts when the Super Bowl starts.
So when y'all set up the times for these meetings, are y'all using like our time zones or y'all using your time zones?
I can give you it in your time zone. I know you're on Central Standard Time. I'll make sure I do that. Yeah. I know
You'll see it. We'll make sure that everybody knows what time that is. Okay.
Okay. I'm just asking because I'm like, I don't know if y'all using your time zone or not. Because I'm like,
well, what we're gonna do is create an event page. Right now, this is sort of a pop-up. We just decided to do this because we want people to get moving. But you'll see the event page, and on the event page, it changes the time zone for you, however you're logged in. Right. And if you have any people you want to refer into the podcast network, like I said, we have a lot of events coming up. Then we have some targets for live events. Only people that are part of the network has the opportunity to be live with us. That's it. So our podcasters become co-hosts for the podcast, right? Because they're part of the collective. Now, our pillar partners, which is a little higher price point, they get put on the same stage with other national speakers. We train their speaking flow, the whole thing. But you get to be there as part of the experience, which is awesome. And I know, DJ, you have some events coming up here in Arizona, right? Or you're working on them? You're mute.
No, I actually do. We do have some recruiting events that will be recruiting individuals that are in the organization field, meaning they're established businesses, but they're entrepreneurs and entertainers. So anyone that has like videography, photography, graphic arts, web design, we're going to be pulling those people to build the Connect Your City platform in a whole, which this network, BEM network, and will also benefit from that as well, because we'll be able to create new content and have staff available for you guys to create that new content that's going to go onto the platforms.
So,
Yeah. And most
yeah.
importantly, what she does too, she trains the sales desk. She trains sales reps. So the people who are doing appointment setting, closing, outreach, and everything else, she's really that person. And we have a pretty good mechanism around it when it comes to making sure that you guys get the type of sponsors that match your brand. That's what's important. Because if you have a sponsor that's integrated into your content as to a network sponsor, which is different. Network sponsor, those ads are going to be played anyway. There is a percentile share with that. But the ones that are partnering with your show, they become part of your family, right? I have sponsors that I worked with in 2014 that all I have to do is tell them I'm doing this. And they're like, okay, we're there. How much is it? You want to build those type of relationships because they get used to your audience and they know that it's the same and they can trust that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're
Right.
building that as well. So she's mission critical in our business. And even though she's been like, where you been? I've been cooking in the kitchen, making sure everybody can make money, baby. So now let's
That's,
get it
I
done.
already know. I already know what you're doing.
She already
And I do
knows.
take the time to make sure that everything is aligned up, like you're saying, to make sure that, you know, when you guys have those shows, we do have the right sponsors and the right people that are going to fit onto that show to represent your brand and to, you know, to talk about your brand. So anyone that comes on a part that is a part of this network and working with Tina Michelle, is going to have, you know, it's organized to, it's individual focused. So, you know, you don't have to worry about anyone else. It's just worry about what you have and what your goals are, and we'll work on those goals, making sure that you're meeting the right, the right, you're just in the right place at the right time, period.
That's
You
right.
want to do pay-per-view, you want to do a live on demand. You're an artist, so you're going to another event. You can have a camera crew there, and we can live stream it from there. So you can create your own concerts, you know. So we're here to make sure that whatever you guys want to do and anyone else wants to do, that you have that and it's focused on you, the eyes on
Yeah.
you.
It's accessible. You know, that's why the teaching part is important, right? Because there's a lot of things that you're going to be able to get done just because you know how to do it. We have 3 models in the company. It's you do it yourself, we do it with you, and then it's done for you. It all depends on your level of engagement. But no matter what, you're going to know what it is that you're looking for. I need you to know how to run your business. There's certain things I refuse to do, even with my own kids who are very talented. I don't care how talented you are, you're going to be a CEO of your space. You need to run your business at all times. You need to know the different ways that you can pivot in your business. So if the money's not here, it's over here. If the money's not here, it's over here. You know how to create the partnerships. You have to be competitive because collaboration is what your power is going to lie in. And that's what we're focused on.
I
Okay.
love that too, T, if I could say, you know, America is built on corporations, their corporations, not ours. So this is the opportunity to create your own corporation and incorporate it to where we're all incorporated as minorities, as the people that don't have those opportunities, weren't given that opportunity, or, you know, they just don't want us to have those opportunities. Now they don't have a choice.
Well, you know, I'm from a school where I'm not a minority, praise the Lord, neither are you. People of color are 3/4 of the world population. Let's just get that clear.
That's true.
Also, when someone says let to me, this is maybe the hip hop New Yorker that's coming out. Don't ever form your mouth to ever tell me what you're going to let me do. Because I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to figure the strategy. I'm going to take it over the hood. Most of the experiences I've had is because I decided that I needed to know that. Right? If I had to get the job and work for that person until I figured it out, I did. If I had to bother them every day, I did. Right? And you so the hack it that you have people like me, Veronica Conway, Brenda, different people who've already they figured it out. And a lot of people are very stingy about that information. We need everyone to be healthy financially. Then we can walk together as partners, balanced, and have fun together. Right? I hate it when I'm like, okay, let's go to Vegas. And I call my girlfriends, we ain't got no money. I'm like, why don't you have no money? Right? Don't you hate that? You want to be able to break bread with each other, have fun, or even if maybe you have extra because you're already participating, or even better, we have travel sponsors coming alongside so that we don't even have that conversation. We having an event in Atlanta, you want to get to Atlanta? Okay, we have a way to get you there. You know what I mean? So, okay, Miss Brenda, I know we want to wrap it up.
Yep. Well, that's it. That's it in a whole nutshell. That's the Black Empowered Media Network. Again, you can find us on any Roku television. Download the Connect to Your City app, and you will see the Black Empowered Media Network, BEMN, right up near the top. And along with the
She
other
calls it Beeman, and I like it. You guys, okay, we're going to test with Brandy. BEMN, right? Black Empowered Media Network. And then she says, get Beeman.
We beaming.
Get Beeman. What do you think about it?
I love it. That's what I saw when I saw BEMN.
Beeman. Get Beeman with BEMN TV network. I like it. I like it. I think it'll stick because we're going to make we're doing a bunch of merch stuff. So we want to make sure we stick with that. All right. And so hit up Brenda after this Zoom if you have any questions or if you have referrals, and then we'll get on it. We only have like a week. We have a week. That's it. And so, and then again, for the artists, we want to do a cipher. So, if you have people that you like to work with, it makes more sense for you to refer them as a group. Right. So that way you can have your cipher going on in your little box and we're all participating in it and we're enjoying it. And then for the little square that's on the bottom, I call him nephew. That's Robert Picasso. He is our showcase podcast for the Super Bowl because he has facts and stats. He will be on the BBON TV network. That is Brenda's son. And, he knows sports. I don't. But he's actually our main show, right? Because he's going to be chiming in, telling us what's going on. We don't know how we're going to do a Super Bowl yet. I'd rather have our own because we have enough talent and gifting within our community. But, we'll see. We're doing a runner show now. Just be part.
It's gonna be fun.
Awesome. And we pay referrals, by the way. We're not just telling you to bring people, right? You see how wanted signs over to BMN? That's for the salespeople. That's for referral. Okay. If you're a salesperson by trade, I think the other young lady said that, talk to DJ. If you want to do affiliate and referrals, talk to Brenda, and then we'll make sure that you're accredited for that referral.
Awesome.
Absolutely. And that's how it works. Make sure you get your music to me. We have any music videos? We have slots for music videos to be played during the game, the Super Bowl show as well. Send that to BEMNTV@gmail.com. If you want to be a brand ambassador, you can send a resume. And I connect you with her. What's her name again? The sales lady.
It's Daja
Daja. I call her DJ. She is Daja Ray.
Yeah, DJ is fine.
The beautiful Daja Ray.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about DJ. That's DJ. So I'll connect you with DJ if you're going to be a brand ambassador.
Look forward to working with you guys and seeing exactly how we can get this popping and that actual event. I can't wait. I'm excited.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun leading up to that. It's time to grind, right? Ride the grind. So let's get it done.
Yep. Any questions? You can also call or text 513-816-6727. 513-816-6727. And the website, BEMNTV.com. BEMNTV.com. Check us out. That's all I have.
And we're working on the site. We're going to have it officially launched. I think it's Black History Month when we said we're going to have the digital magazine ready, which is Black Empowered Life. And that site will be completely done. So we're just adding people, adding things to it as we're inspired. So it's organic, but we got to push the button on it. We do have a beautiful mailing list. I'm on the nerd side, so my email servers are my best friends, right? So I love being able to get it out to people. And so we cleaned our list, and I was happy to say that with double opt-in, we're able to have 8 million people on that list that are Black business owners or like to support the Black community or communities of color. So I'm excited about that. And we're going to be doing something for the BIPOC community too. So if you know people who are involved in that community, which is Black, Indigenous, people of color. That's something we're going to be doing. We're going to be getting ready for that as well. So many of you, I'm saying welcome aboard. I'm excited that you're going to be part, and we're going to be doing this again. We have so many people who hit us up. We had to go live. So here we are. We did it. We got the first one done. Tomorrow's another one.
Done.
Awesome.
All right, y'all. Thanks for joining, everyone. Thanks for joining. This is the first of many events we have coming up. The Demon Super Bowl event.
Yes.
Right, I'm excited to help you guys out. Till next time. That's all I got.
Ciao.
Peace.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
See you later. Take care.